one that can catch him. There needs to be someone right in front of him if they want any hopes of stopping Marquise Davis. He has that.
If you're Cleveland Heights, you can use Brunswick's game against them.
This week's Key on Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Advanced Diagnostics Auto Care and Maintenance. If you want dealership quality at a fraction of the cost, visit Advanced Diagnostics Auto Care and Maintenance at 23779 Lorraine Road in North Olmsted, and you won't be disappointed. You need a repair shop that you can trust. They know the repair process is all about customer service. How they treat their customers is just as important, if not more important, than the quality of the services they provide. They are always willing to discuss your repair needs before, during, and long after your visit. They treat you like family and won't stop until you're completely satisfied and road ready.
Celebrate Cleveland boys and girls high school basketball at the Cleveland Basketball Classic. Admissions is $16 daily for all games that day. All games will be held at Baldwin Wallace University at Spring Gymnasium over Thanksgiving weekend of 2025. The goal of this event is to honor the best of Cleveland basketball's past while putting the spotlight on today's Cleveland area high schools.
Christine Dort Photography. From sports to real-life photos, don't let a big event go by without Christine Dort there to photograph it. Find her today on Facebook or at www.christinedortphotography.com for all your photo needs.
Kathy is a multi-million-dollar top producer in Northeast Ohio. She strives to give all her clients the best knowledge and support through each phase of the home buying and selling process. Give her a call or send her a text at 330-242-0377 to get started today. You can email her at kathydressrealtor@gmail.com.
Gotcha Covered Avon. Their team of experienced design consultants are experts in helping you find the right window treatments for your home or business. Swing by their showroom at 2525 Nagel Road in Avon to see for yourself how they can make your entire living room, or any room, look better with just a few small suggestions and a low cost. You can find them online at gotchacovered.com/Avon. Lou Grasso Accounting and Tax Services. Your taxes and accounting needs must be handled by the very best, so you can rest easy. You can have that comfort of knowing your money is being handled by the experts with Lou Grasso Accounting and Tax Services. They prepare individual, corporate, nonprofit, and small business tax returns. They also specialize in investment and accounting and managing clients' QuickBooks with over $275 million in assets accounted for. Located in Avon, they prepare your federal, state, and city returns, which includes e-file and direct deposit. Please visit their website at www.lougrassotax.com for more info.
OCD Home Solutions offers a wide range of services to fit your needs, including a concierge-level moving assistance from sorting and packing to space planning and unpacking. They'll make sure your move is seamless and stress-free, whether you're relocating across town or transporting a loved one to a smaller home. Their team takes care of the details so you can focus on what matters the most. You can reach them today at www.ocdhomesolutions.com or book them by calling 216-299-3181 for a free consultation by mentioning Key on Sports when you contact them.
Riley's Irish Bakery. The absolute best bakery and comfort food selection you will find on the west side of town. Located in the heart of Fairview, this incredible family-run business is your first, last, and only stop for the best eats. At Riley's Irish Bakery, they use the freshest ingredients to create classic Irish baked goods and savories. They are located at 22570 Lorraine Road in Fairview.
Westside Family Dentistry is conveniently located near Detroit Avenue. Their professionals know that dental health is not just about white smiles, it's about having strong teeth and healthy gums. It's about prolonging the simple joy of eating delicious things. Their mission is to help their patients accomplish these goals in a painless, compassionate, and effective way. You can visit them at 18611 Detroit Avenue in Lakewood, Ohio.
Climate Tech Inc. For 48 years, family-owned and operated Climate Tech has been the premier company for all HVAC services. For both residential and commercial, they have it covered. They offer free estimates on equipment replacement and 24-hour emergency service. Visit them at climatetech.com. Aspen Property Services. If you want your yard to look perfect, leave it up to the pros of Aspen Property Services. Call and ask for details at 720-215-1786. They are the leaders in the landscaping industry and can help with restoration and regular maintenance.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to. Brunswick Blue Devils travel to Medina to take on the Battling Bees for the Keon Sports Game of the Week.
Live from Ken Duke Stadium in beautiful Medina, Ohio, it's the Keon Sports Game of the Week for Week 8 as the Brunswick Blue Devils have traveled in to take on the Medina Battling Bees. I'm Brandon Soder. Alongside me is Dom Clary. Behind the camera is Brandon Marvel. We'll hear from him in a bit. But before we get going, Dom, already Week 8. It's a few weeks away from playoffs. How you feeling, man?
You know, it sucks that it's week 8 because that means our season's coming to an end. Hopefully we get a few more weeks extended. But right now, hey, we have what we have with regular season. We enjoy every second. We've had beautiful weather. Can't really complain. The gang is back together here at the broadcast. We're finally all reunited. We're not all split up and changing things around. So glad to be back here in the booth with both of you today. It should be an exciting game.
Absolutely. And again, a conference matchup tonight. Homecoming night here in Medina. Let's talk about Brunswick first. They're coming in at 4-3. And we're going to take a break here, actually, really quick, guys, as we're going to get the alma mater and the national anthem, Dom. So sorry to put a break on it, but we'll be right back, folks.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Roxandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53. Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Roxandich, and Roxandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here. Cool. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. And Roxandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that. 4 plays, 4 runs, all carries for Marquise Davis, a guy who ran for 333 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. Did not have a big first half. It was quiet, and he shows up on the first drive right when the Tigers need him, 10-6.
You know, he gets that edge. There's no one that can catch him. There needs to be someone right in front of him if they want any hopes of stopping Marquise Davis. He has that.
If you're Cleveland Heights, you can use Brunswick's game against them. Still 8 minutes to go, but continue to run the ball, run the clock, and you have an opportunity for a fresh set of downs before making it into the end zone. Davis slipping through a couple tacklers, keeps the legs churning. Nobody could bring him down. Was touched back around the 8-yard line and just kept dragging defenders. And that's why he's the type of running back prospect we've been up into the green wave on the other end. Here an option, this one going to be a pitch to the outside. Got a block and going to step into the end zone right around the corner. Nice blocking there by the wide receiver, setting that edge and giving some room for number 30, Andre Jenkins, the sophomore, to make his way into the end zone untouched. And also credit to Elijah Gray on that pitch, well timed on driving once again, looking to get their first win of the season and break that 9-game win streak for Holy Name dating back to 2013. But right now, Holy Name, they need to get a stop here. I know it's early in this game, but things are trending the way of Normandy. And a lot of it's because of Elijah Gray, the quarterback, trying to make a man miss an open field. He does. Past the 15-yard line, slips past the tackler, cuts inside, and he's going to barrel his way into the end zone. I'll tell you what's more slippery than that football tonight, and that is the quarterback, Elijah Gray. Nobody can bring that man down.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I mean, this is one of the most exciting runners of a quarterback that I've seen.
And a reminder that this trip to the Red Zone has been brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Visit kelly-mac.com to learn more. 2nd and 2 from the 5. Have to get to the 3-yard line to pick up the first down. Rodriguez on the carry. Looks like he's going to get close and just enough to move the chains. Down at the 2. 1st and goal.
That's nice having that first down marker right there. Now you have 4 golden chances at the 2-yard line to punch one in.
But don't forget, Dom, this is the second time it's happened. And welcome back into the Cement Mason Local 404 pregame show. Once again, I'm Brandon Soder, Dom Clary, Brandon Marvel, all with you. Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week as Brunswick has traveled in to take on Medina. So before that wonderful performance of the national anthem from the soloists of Medina, did a very nice job tonight. Let's talk about Brunswick. Again, 4-3, but 3-1 in conference play. Their only loss so far coming to Mentor. Keys to victory, players to watch, both brought to you by Safe Staffing Ohio. Dom, what do you got?
Yeah, keys to victory is that they're going to want to have that backfield duo of Sean Barnett and Eli Nichols going. Eli Nichols, one of their star running backs. Sean Barnett, he's been a starter for 3 years, quarterback for 2. Kid is talented. Now let's see him have a perfect game. We have yet to see him have that yet on the broadcast. We've seen moments. We've seen flashes. We've seen episodes of brilliances from him, but he's not been able to put together 4 quarters of dominance at quarterback. They need that from him today, as it's a Medina team that's hungry to get a win here at home.
All right, and let's go ahead and throw it down to our very own Brandon Marvel. He caught up with Brunswick head coach Cole Carter before the show.
Here with Coach Cole Carter of the Brunswick Blue Devils. Coach, you guys are coming in winners of your last 3. What do you get with your guys this week and try to get the momentum to get your 4th?
Yeah, I mean, this is a big-time rivalry game. You know, we were fortunate enough to get that trophy last year. Memory of Coach Fasco, he's the head coach at both programs, so a really cool piece that we get to keep at Brunswick. Really just try to tell our guys that we've got a long ways to go. You know, this is a pass-heavy offense. We gave up 240 against Euclid in the air, and try to tighten some things up in the back end and find ways to be successful offensively, stay ahead of the chains, and try to win a big-time rivalry game, man.
Yeah, and you mentioned that last week, played against Euclid, just a 1-point game. How do you guys get that offense going a little bit more and maybe protect that pass game defensively where you could spread that gap a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we got to trust Sean a little bit more coming into it. He just didn't have a lot of experience, kind of shortened the game, shrunk it for him, just making some one-read RPOs and having him run the football. It's not very safe to have your quarterback run it 20 times, so we're going to have to be successful in the air to have, you know, a victory here tonight.
All right, thank you very much, Coach. Good luck to you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, and thank you to Coach Carter for catching up with us before the game. Now let's flip over to Medina, the hosting team tonight. 2-5 so far on the season. They're 1-3 in conference play. Should be noted, both these teams have played Shaker. That was the common opponent. Both won against Shaker, but Medina actually had the better result. Last week, Brunswick was playing Shaker Heights, had to win in a last-second drive to kind of finish that thing off. But all of that said, Medina battling Bees. Players to watch, keys to victory, again, brought to you by Safe Staffing Ohio.
Yeah, no, this is a team that prides itself on short passes, baiting those safeties in and then hitting a deep shot when it matters most. Now, things have changed slightly since last week. You have a different quarterback in.
Yes.
You know, River Bloomquist, typically the guy at quarterback, junior, the lefty, shown flashes. He is out. He is not playing today. So we're going to see Beckett Vorgren. He's going to be starting. He's listed as a wide receiver. But, I mean, me and Brandon Marvel saw him before the game. It's a big kid.
Yes.
And he could throw the ball. And you know, if you've seen Stoddard, if you see Drew Allar in the past wearing that Battling Bees yellow, that you've seen that their quarterbacks can run. This is a kid that can run, obviously, at wide receiver. Vogren is a player that I have marked down as a true impact player. Again, it's almost like you're running a wildcat every play with him. Except, hey, he can throw better than your typical wildcat QB. I'm interested to see what he can do here today.
All right, thank you, Dom. Let's throw it down to Brandon Marvel one more time as he caught up with Medina head coach Larry Laird.
Here with Coach Larry Laird of the Medina Bees. Coach, you guys are coming into this game, loses your last 3 with a very tough conference schedule, arguably one of the toughest schedules in all of Northeast Ohio with this conference. How do you get your guys to continue to come in every week and give their best?
Well, all we ask our guys to do is work hard every day and work to get better. Winning and losing takes care of itself. I think that some of the failures in the past week for us have been getting out of our own way. FIPS, we preach them, fumbles, interceptions, penalties. Those have really hurt us over the past 3 weeks.
And Brunswick coming in tonight, a crosstown rival. Is there any kind of extra energy you're expecting to this game?
Well, it's homecoming week, and I tell the football team, homecoming week, your job is to win the football game. Nobody wants to lose their homecoming game. So also, too, a lot of our kids know their kids, and their kids know our kids. So, I mean, bragging rights definitely on the line.
Absolutely. Going back on that, last time we saw you here, you guys played a game, couldn't quite finish off drives, played a really good team in Menor, and couldn't really finish drives and get the ball going, but you were able to get the pass game going a little bit. How do you sustain the drives more this game and get in the end zone a little more?
Well, we've got to have guys, big players make big plays in big games, and I've told our guys that they've got to make some plays.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you to Coach Laird, and thank you to Brandon Marvel, who you're going to be hearing from on the broadcast as well. But that's going to do it, folks, for the Cement Mason Local 404 pregame show. Stick around, kickoff coming up right after this.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris.
And kickoff just about underway here at Ken Duke Stadium. Brunswick going to be kicking off to start this game. So the hosting Medina Battling Bees. Medina, they're all yellow uniforms tonight. Brunswick, all whites. Easy to tell them apart as that kick is deep and out of the back of the end zone. My goodness. My good. I want to make sure I get this kid's name right because it's not going to be the last time we bring it up. D. Teodoro for Brunswick was looking great in pregame warm-ups today. The kicker boots one for a touchback to get things started, but it'll be the Blue Devils to get things going, led by senior quarterback Sean Barnett. And that is not accurate. Medina is going to get things going here. We are off to a hot start here at Ken Duke Stadium.
We're ready
Beckett
to go.
Vogren, the senior quarterback, getting his first start of the year. Played briefly in last week's game in place of River Bloomquist.
He's a big kid, Brandon. We saw him before the game. I mean, he's going to be hard to bring down for the Blue Devils.
1st and 10 from the 20. Quarterback going to take off. Still looking to throw. Has a receiver open on the far side of the field. Stumbles out of bounds after a decent gain there. Good start for Medina. Going to set up 2nd and short. Bees wasting no time. That signature spread offense. No running backs in the backfield. 4 receivers out to the near side. 1 far.
Wide receiver move, confused by the count there. They like to run empty, right? So spread, it is a spread to sense, but an empty backfield, right? No running back, no tight end. Just 5 guys with pure speed and running ability on the ends. They like to spread the ball out, run a lot of curls, a lot of bubble routes, and they'll hit you deep on occasion too. But they just replace the run really with short pass plays and let their talent do the rest of the work.
So a 5-yard penalty makes it 2nd and 8 now. Man goes in motion. Barnett looking to throw. Has a man open, but overthrew him. Really no chance there that time. Intended target Jaden Tagliacod for Medina. It'll be 3rd down now for the Battling Bees.
You know, when you have a guy that's your backup that, typically doesn't play quarterback, the way he's going to process things is a lot different than if it was your traditional quarterback in Bloomquist. They need to let his talent do the work because he's not going to process things like a normal quarterback. He has to be on the move.
3rd and 8. Drop back, pressure coming up the middle. Quarterback's rolling around, escaping pressure, still up on his feet, still looking to throw it, slings it, has an open receiver, but knocked out of bounds. I'm going to call that incomplete. 4th down now for Medina. Great defensive stand there by the Blue Devils.
But I was interested to see that drive to start off the game. We've mentioned already multiple times. Different guy back there under center. Well, not exactly under center, but playing quarterback tonight. And I thought we'd see a little bit more run early on from Medina. Kind of get his feet wet a little bit, get him comfortable with the game and the flow of the offense. But right off the bat, we have 3 pass plays, and obviously that false start didn't help, but 3 pass plays to start for Medina.
The punt is off and away. Good punt. Going to end up going out of bounds as it crosses the 50. So now it'll be Brunswick's turn, for real this time. Led by 3-year starter now, Sean Barnett at quarterback, his senior year.
Talented basketball player, multiple offers for the young man. A lot of D2 offers.
Always love to see. Not surprising considering he's 6'4", 200. Started off as a wide receiver, if I remember correctly, for Brunswick.
Because I remember we noted that this year was going to be his year, and last year was a surprise starting year, maybe for us, but not for that young man and his teammates. They knew he always had the ability to be a 2-year starter at quarterback.
Barnett fakes the initial handoff and gives it to another back, heading up the near side, brought down for a loss of 1. That was Gavin Bollock on the carry. So early on, some trickery in the run game for Brunswick. Doesn't pay off there. Medina ready for it. Going to be 2nd and 11.
Yeah, that's a simple setup play there. We have the jet motion. You fake it there, give it to your running back. Now the defense knows that you can do both here, and watch them do both.
Man in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Nichols, who has a little bit of room following his blockers, knocked out of bounds as he picks up the 1st down for Brunswick. Sorry, that was Cohen Iasa that time, the ball carrier. I was incorrect.
And you're going to see Brunswick run the ball in a lot of different ways. We've already seen it 2 of the ways. That's Cohen Yisa that we've seen already. We thought we saw right there Eli Nichols, and we've seen Gavin Bollock, and then of course your dual threat quarterback Sean Barnett's going to run the ball as well. So Brunswick really has a dynamic offense in the sense they can run the ball a lot of different ways, and of course Barnett back there can sling it as well.
1st and 10 from the 32. Barnett calls for it. This time fakes the handoff, going to throw it up the far sideline and just out of reach of his receiver. Looking for Gavin Moore, the senior wideout. On that one, just a little bit too much mustard on that pass.
Yeah, one thing that this offense likes to do, and Coach Carter told us last time we covered Brunswick when they were playing against Menor, he loves motion. He likes getting guys out in space, getting the linebackers to shift. We saw Eli Nichols in that H-back spot. Yes, he's normally a running back, but the kid can play multiple positions. They have him at H-back, almost like a Fannin Jr. type that he was used in Bowling Green. They're going to put him in motion a lot, as well as Essa as well.
2nd and 10, and it's Iasa who gets it that time. Has a little bit of space to work with on the far side. Brought down before he's able to get out of bounds, but it looks like that'll be another 1st down. And no, Medina thinks they came away with this.
And they're motioning that way.
Yeah, and the refs just signaled it as well.
Oh, wow. It looked like he was down. Brunswick was starting to celebrate. They thought they had a 1st down instead. Costly fumble there. Medina going to take this back over. Good news is Brunswick was already approaching the red zone, so not terrible field position, but not how you want to start off if you're this Blue Devils offense. That'll be 1st and 10 from the 22.
Yeah, I'm going to need our instant replay crew to get on that if we had one. I'm not too sure how that ball popped out. It must have been as he was going to the ground, or maybe they just straight up took it from him. But far side of the field couldn't quite get a great angle on it. But I thought as well it was a new set of downs for Brunswick.
1st and 10, man in motion. It'll be a handoff. Back's got it, working up the far side of the field. It's out of bounds, short of the 1st down marker there. That was Sidney Lloyd, or Sid Lloyd as they call him. Pick up about 5. Remember, it was a 3 and out for Medina on their first possession. picked up a good amount of yards, about 8 yards on their first play, then a penalty set them back, weren't able to quite recover. Another opportunity now off the back of the turnover. We're going to call it 2nd and 6. Man in motion again. This time, Vogren going to try to keep it himself, but he's met by a Brunswick defender immediately. Blue Devils all over that one.
Sideline was a big part of that. As soon as the back left the area, you could hear the entire Brunswick sideline yelling, keep. QB's keeping the ball. Helps that D-line if maybe they didn't see it, or the linebackers or secondary let them know, hey, quarterback still got the ball.
3rd and 8 now for the Battling Bees. Brunswick starting to show pressure. They back off as the play call now comes in. A little bit of an offensive shift for the Battling Bees. Vogren going to look to throw. Pressure right up the middle. Slips one tackler. Still up, but he can't escape the next. Another huge stand by the Blue Devils defense. And a second 3 and out to get this game started.
Do you remember, maybe not last year, but a few years, for a long time before last year, Brunswick was outmatched in these games where they would show signs of, hey, there's talent on this club, but they're just not able to put it all together at once. And, they get blown out by a team like Medina. Medina always has talent, especially wide receiver spots. Right now, they look just as good, if not better.
That punt this time will stay in bounds a little bit longer, as Brunswick will have to start this one in their own territory. But as you said, when we started calling games, even back when I was in school, Brunswick was definitely a program that was kind of retooling things. They ran a lot of just straight triple option. They didn't really
they were
the ball.
Undersized a lot of the times as well.
And honestly, the defensive line compared to some of the other ones we see, still not the biggest, but
no,
boy,
not big,
do
no.
they always find a way to compete, even against teams that they are outmatched with from a numbers standpoint. That is always the calling card. They're always able to get pressure, and so far we've seen it come through tonight. 1st and 10 now from the 42. Barnett rolling out. Still has it. Looks like he's going to try to keep this and run. Maybe picks up a yard there. Tackled there by number 14, Bishop Birch for Medina. A 2nd down and 9. We are now at 8 minutes, 26 seconds left here in the first quarter. Tie game, no score as of yet. 2nd down. One back in the backfield with Barnett, sends a man in motion. It'll be a handoff again, right up the gut, and picks up a couple once again. Medina doing a good job keying in on these power runs so far. It's going to be 3rd and long now for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, this Brunswick team's setting stuff up right here. There's a mesh point, right? So he is either reading the defensive end or they're trying to get those linebackers to shift, and then as soon as you think that they're just committed to running up the middle, it's going to go outside, and Medina's not going to expect it coming. This is a defense that is well prepared, so they should know what's going on here with Brunswick. They like to mix things up week in and week out.
3rd and 7. Barnett keeps it, tries to find some space, decides to throw it, far sideline, open receiver, catches it. Was he inbounds? And they're going to say he got it. 2nd time they've gone for that route. Gavin Moore right under it where he needed to be. 1st down for Brunswick.
That's great concentration by Gavin Moore, seeing the ball into his hands, and then even better concentration to make sure he still got that foot in bounds while he had control of the ball to complete the catch.
He dropped it in the bucket. He saw it fall in the bucket. Good job tracking the eyes to the hands.
1st and 10 from the 24. Another handoff right up the gut. We'll pick up a handful there. Gavin Bollock, the ball carrier, and that's going to officially bring us into the red zone for the first time tonight. And this trip to the red zone is brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center.
So a little different. I wonder if they're going to do it here, but they used to have Bullock and Nichols in the backfield. They would have a shift that would then put one of the two running backs then in the slot or in the H-back spot. This week, Nichols hasn't been in the backfield at all. Now he's standing behind the quarterback. Curious if we're going to see him back there. But you have to imagine they are going to utilize Nichols at some point in that halfback spot, at least as a complementary piece to Bullock.
We'll have another shot now, 2nd and 8.
And watch if they do the motion here if they stay where they are.
2 backs in the backfield. They will shift the tight end, but it'll be a handoff to Nichols. Right up the gut. Picked up a couple more.
So that shows a team that watches film. They study together. They prep together. Again, 3-1 in their conference. I know what's their record overall?
4-3.
4-3 overall. This is a team that is well prepared and they scout well and they're able to do multiple formations. Just an impressive team to watch.
This time Barnett going to keep it himself, trying to find some room. Still fighting, but brought down by about 4 different battling B receivers, or defensive backs rather. That'll be 4th down as we come back. And it should be noted, 4-3 for Brunswick. Haven't had the easiest schedule exactly. Berea, Mid-Park, Olmsted Falls, and then Menor. Obviously one of the Division I state title favorites. So tough schedule so far for the Blue Devils. Vinny DiTeodoro going to attempt the field goal. About 35 yards. Well within his range. Kick is up. And it is no good. Wide left. A rare miss from DiTeodoro. So still a scoreless game. 5 minutes, 15 seconds left here in Medina. And folks, want to let you know that all turnovers and penalties are brought to you by Stevens Tax Service. No one wants penalties at tax time, so turn over your taxes and financial needs to Stevens Tax Service. Tom has been in business for over 15 years and will make sure that you don't fumble your finances. You can learn more at StevensTaxService.com. That's Stevens with a PH, taxservice.com, or give them a call at 440-331-8989 for help with all your tax and notarization needs.
I need help with my taxes.
Well, I got a guy for you, Dom. Oh. 1st and 10 now from the 20.
Wait, we did this formation in high school. I forget what we called it, but I remember I had to line up wide, and I lined up off sides. You have 3 linemen in the middle there, and you have your tackles out to the left.
And let's see what happens. Vogren launches it low.
That was not Vogren there. That was number
correct,
5.
Yeah.
That was a wild card. That was Sidney Lloyd.
Lloyd heavily featured in the passing game. Ran a, again, very interesting set there, Dom.
Yeah, no, that confused me. And let's see what they're doing here.
Going right back to it.
Okay, so this is weird here. Vogren is on the offensive line at guard.
I mean,
he's
6'5",
to the top of the screen.
Why not?
And he's
2nd
blocking.
down. Going to be a throw again, this time complete to the receiver. That'll be very close to the 1st down. Again, Sid Lloyd on the pass. There it is, the first down for Medina. First one of the night for the Battling Bees.
It looked like we also had wide receiver Caleb Sherman lined up about 15 yards off the line of scrimmage on the left side.
They're keeping this formation, and they're rolling out to the weak side and throwing to the weak side, but watch Vogren. Vogren is going to block like a screen pass. He is going to shed, go, and turn. Watch.
1st and 10, going to be another throw from Sid Lloyd into double coverage, and that's picked off. Defensive back past the 50-yard line, bounces, gets closer to the near side, dragged down at the 40. But huge play there from Landon Kirkner, the Blue Devil. Dangerous throw there from Sid Lloyd, and Brunswick makes him pay.
And we had a flag thrown after the play. I don't know if this is going to be...
It's going to be taunting.
Yeah, a little bit of a gesture made there by the cornerback, Kirkner. You can have your opinions on whether or not that should be a penalty, but either way, the interception stands.
I mean, they're told to be strict on those rules, but boys play. But again, the refs are told at the beginning of the year, hey, no taunting. We don't do that here. No celebrating, no spiking the ball, and none of this extracurricular stuff. Call it. And they call it. They're doing their job. But yeah, I wish they would let it slide. But again, if they don't call it, they're going to hear it when they're at their weekly meetings. So.
Good enough for the NFL, good enough for us. 1st and 10 from the 46. And that was initially bobbled by Barnett. Now going to sling it down the sideline. Open receiver and drag down at the 10. Once again, Gavin Moore run that route 3 times and twice now resulted in a massive pickup for the Blue Devils. Once again, this trip to the red zone brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center.
31 yards the first time, 44 the second time. Now they're set up in the red zone looking pretty. Now, can they get it short yards? They're able to get them in chunks, but can they pick up 10, a fresh 10, with runs in short yardage situation?
1st and 10, Barnett going to hand it off. Iyasa trying to find some space, nowhere to go. And as you mentioned, Dom, they made it down to the red zone last drive, but then a missed long field goal. And then before that, they had the ball in good field position, but an untimely fumble. So the offense has been moving the ball, but they just haven't quite been able to punch it in. They got another opportunity here.
So on that play, I want to see him read that tackle better, right? On outside zone, right? And that's the blocking scheme. Outside zone on the jet. Your tackle's reaching. You got to read his butt. If it's pointed out, you go out. If it's pointed in, you go in.
2nd and 10 from the 16. Barnett keeping it himself. Has a little bit of room. One man to bowl over. And he's in. Touchdown, Brunswick. And another penalty well after the play, so it looks like that'll stick at least. But Barnett says, I'm just going to keep it and do this one myself, guys. So you await the call there. Again, it looked like it was came from the scrum of players. Yeah, another unsportsmanlike conduct. This time on the defense, though. So that'll go against Medina. So trading unsportsmanlike conduct penalties on that drive. As Di Teodoro lines up and boots it through. PAT is good. 3 minutes, 17 seconds left here in the first quarter. Brunswick 7, Medina nothing. Again, we've seen Brunswick's offense, 3 opportunities, finally able to punch it in. So far, they've looked good tonight, Dom.
This Brunswick offense, there's things to like. But again, like I talked like before, it's not all coming together yet. They have not had the drive, further than 60 yards, 65 yards. So I'd like to see them start at their 20 and move that way. But that's also credit to their defense. They've given them short yardage situations. If you're starting at your own 40 every time, at the worst, that's a good way to get your offense going. Because, when you're on the field, it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're on your own 10-yard line and you're an offensive lineman and you look, it's like, oh, that's a long way to go. But when you're at the 40, you're like, I do these sprints all the time. This is nothing. So it's easy in an offense to get things going. Now, speaking of field position, why not do an onside kick here for Brunswick?
Hey, maybe. Again, we talk about Di Teodoro, who's got the leg talent. Obviously has the power to put this one through the end zone if he decides to.
So why don't you put this ball in play, right? Obviously, Medina's expecting it. Put this ball in play, and then so what? They start at their 35-yard line? And that's what they're going to do.
That's what they're going to do here. And Medina, good job by the hands team. Going to bring that one down.
And that's what we talk about with creativity, right? I mean, that's a creative play. We're not going to go out wide. We're going to start in our mesh. And again, you have to start out in certain spots. You can't just line everyone on the left, everyone on the right. You have to be even in some kind of, I don't know the official rules because, as you can tell in this broadcast, I was never on kickoff team,
really?
Especially when we had to get the ball back. But keep everyone together, throw it down the middle, scare the guy. Then put a little less on that, boom, you get that ball.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 33. Medina in a more traditional formation this time. Vogren back in at quarterback, completes his first pass out to the far side. That'll be good for a first down.
So, I know, I kind of got on Medina for being, what type of creativity, maybe a little too creative. But it's just, maybe you got to stick to what's working.
They did actually mark him just short now, so Vogren tries to push his way forward for the first down. Doesn't look like he gained anything on that one, so it'll be 3rd and short. Are you guys going to prove me wrong again? Let's see. Nope, they've talked about it, and that'll be a first down for the Battling Bees.
You are 0 for 3 today on
first downs.
Sure am.
To be fair, I think the fumble he would have had the yardage for it.
No, I
Just,
agree.
Unfortunate Brunswick didn't have the ball.
Be a handoff. Back cuts up the middle. Picks up a couple there. Brian Wuchter on the carry.
I'm a big fan of how this Brunswick team swarming to the ball. Like the Blue Devils of France in World War I. They're always on the mark, always ready to go, and moving together as a force. Diablos Blues.
Didn't get a Diablos Blues reference the first time we saw Brunswick this year, but we sure got one this time.
It's such a cool story, dude.
2nd and 7 for Medina. It's man in motion. Vogren throws it. Far side. Receivers got it. Brought down. Really nothing there available after the catch. As number 4, Kellen Hathaway picks that one up. 3rd and short. Medina now into Brunswick territory for the first time tonight. Again, recovered an onside kick to start this one.
You knew that Diablos Blues was coming.
Absolutely. 3rd and a long one. Bogren sends his running back out now by himself in the backfield. Looking that way now. Throws it. Complete. First down. Little bit more. Receiver brought down after a short gain there. That was number 13, Jaden Tagliacott on the reception. That's another first down for Medina. Fairly certain about that one, Dom.
You should be. This is what this team does best. Get players out in space on short curl routes and have them move a yard after catch. Good job.
And no time wasted as Medina tries to run it right up the middle with the quarterback. No gain there. Facing pressure right off the rip. Really nowhere for Vogren to go.
So I'm going to talk some pass rushing here, right? You have the ends. Their job is to squeeze that pocket. And then the interior defensive line, their job is to really shorten it, right? Squeeze it. And that's what they're doing. That interior defensive line isn't getting a huge push, but they're redirecting and moving quick once he starts moving out of the pocket.
2nd and 10 now for Medina. And 3 different receivers look like they jumped for Medina. So false start penalty. Pushing back 5 yards.
You know, I think it's funny that, Mike Rogers filled in for my spot last week, did a great job. And, his storytelling and the way that he describes things, very good at it, a lot different than me. And if you're wondering how, I'm just imagining Mike, being very, precise without explaining things. I'm here, like pass blocking back here in the press box, waving my arms around.
Looks like not a lot of that from Mike Rogers. 2nd and 15 now. Vogren pressure up the middle, and they're going to get him.
That's a great pass rush. This entire defensive line is eligible for the defensive player of the game. That was who was that? Eli Nichols. This defensive line is playing out of their minds right now. They're fun to watch. I know I'm always praising that offensive line, but today, right now in this moment, up 7-0, this defensive line, they're playing out of their minds.
And that's going to do it for the first quarter, folks. You're watching the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week. Brunswick 7, Medina nothing. We'll be right back.
This week's Keon Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Frankie's Italian Cuisine. Looking for a place to enjoy a post-game meal? Love Italian food? Frankie's Italian Cuisine has you covered from meatball to lasagna. Visit them tonight at 4641 Great Northern Boulevard in North Olmsted and taste the 50-plus years of legacy for yourself. Maxim Lacrosse. Maxim Lacrosse will demand players embody the game by giving and receiving respect and understanding that character counts.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was near.
Start of the second quarter here in Medina, and Medina still has the ball. 3rd and 22 after a penalty and a sack. Vogren by himself has it. Now going to take off. Looking for some room. Shoulder checks a man, but not nearly enough for the first down. Does put him back on Brunswick's side of the field. We'll see what they decide to do. Right now, it looks like the offense staying out there for the Battling Bees.
Speaking of Diablos Blues, they're in no man land right now.
And not only that, it's still 4th and 17. And offense still out there.
Wouldn't be surprised if you see some kind of pooch punt from the quarterback here.
Let's see. Yep, Vogren
Yeah, he scooted
shifts to
over.
the side. Good punt. Going to roll out of bounds right before it hit the 10-yard line. So not your prototypical punt, but an effective one nonetheless. That's going to be the toughest starting field position Brunswick has had all night. We'll say that went out right around the 15-yard line.
And Dom, you mentioned it multiple times during that drive, but that was such an impressive drive by the Brunswick defense. Medina, early in the drive, got those quick passes going. Vogren found a couple of times where he was able to get out of the pocket and escape and pick up 2-3 yards here and there on a run. But when it came down to them getting into their territory, as soon as they did, Medina just started going back and back and back and back until they eventually finally got back in. But they did a great job pushing them all the way back to keep them out of any kind of position to go for it on fourth down.
1st and 10 from the 15. One back in the backfield, Barnett. He'll look to throw. Throws it deep down the far sideline. Open receiver again and off his chest. Well defended.
Oh,
but
wow.
we got a flag on the play. It's Caden Koslinik on the coverage. It looks like this might be going against him.
You
Yep,
know,
sure
his
enough.
head was up. He had one arm out. I didn't see the jersey pulled. Does it mean he wasn't? Not necessarily. Just, you know, I don't know if that was... What was he supposed to do?
So not a spot penalty in high school. So 15-yard gain now. 1st and 10 from the 30 for Brunswick. Folks, make sure you start letting us know in the chat who you think's deserving of both the Mickeys and Cement Masons players of the game. Let us know on Facebook or YouTube. Count those votes up till about 2 minutes left in this one. Barnett going to hand off to Nichols. Gets through the first line, still on his feet, cuts back to the other side of the field. He's got a blocker in front of him, and open lane. Will he make it? He does! Touchdown, Brunswick! Eli Nichols makes the most of his opportunity. The best piece of power running we've seen tonight.
He's one of your two-way guys for Brunswick, and he made a play last drive on defense, came up with that big sack on 2nd down, and now he breaks out a huge run. How long was that, 70 yards?
70 yards to the dot. Nothing but pure malice in his heart for all 70 yards chugging away. I mean, that's a defensive end running all the way down there. Always fun to watch.
Broke a few tackles on the way down, too.
Kick is up, and it is good. 11 minutes, 1 second left. Sorry, Dom, 1 second.
No, you're all good. I'm so excited right now.
That's all right. 14-0 score in favor of Brunswick over the Medina Battling Bees. Go ahead, Dom.
We got the student section doing push-ups right now, all 14 of them. Shout out to Brunswick student section. They're filling up the stands there. Good job for them. Medina student section, impressive as well. But anytime we have a traveling student section, it's nice to see. You just saw a kid that just made a sack on defense, right? Winning on running back. Mind you, he only took a handful of snaps at running back. He was playing essentially tight end. He's Harold Fannin Jr. at the high school level right now, playing at tight end, playing at running back. Shoot, I would be shocked if we see him play at wide receiver at some point. And then 70 yards, that's a physical run. He bulldozered a guy over, pushed another guy, and then there was a key block. I didn't see who it was. It may have been number 2. Had a huge block down there where he leveled a player out in the secondary. Those are the type of runs. Or there are reasons why guys like me exist, why guys that love running the football, that love that physical football that you used to see in the 2000s. That is not just a gritty play, but it's one that you forever show kids. As long as this program exists, they should be showing that play because that is just how you follow your blocks, how you keep your head downfield and keep blocking. That's football right there, gentlemen.
Now 14-0 lead for Brunswick as they're going to kick this one off. Another booming kick and over the head of the returner. So Medina going to start this one on their own 20. Speaking of the 20, that very, very quick trip to the red zone brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center.
That was an interesting kickoff. They tried to get it with the onside kick again, but Medina was ready for it again, and so they just faked the onside kick.
Yeah, they like to run up on it and try to catch you off guard.
And I've never seen that kind of onside kick either. They're still all kind of in their huddle, and the kicker kind of just breaks away from it. So I don't know if I've ever seen something like that.
So far, one onside attempt tonight for Brunswick out of their 3 kicks. But Medina's got the ball. 1st and 10. Fogren, wide receiver screen and throws it low, bounces off the ground and complete.
They're not really able to chain things together right now. That's how you need to get things going. Get a few plays rolling, move the chain just a handful of times to get that momentum going, maybe once or twice. But, I mean, boy, they're struggling to get anything together here. One good thing happens, 2 bad happens right after.
2nd and 10 now. Vogren by himself. He'll roll out this time, still looking to throw. Fakes the throw, then again, ball on the ground at the feet of his intended receiver.
And I said it on the first drive as well, but I'm still really surprised that Medina hasn't gone with many designed runs for Vogren. He's a big kid. He's 6'5", 220. He'd probably be really hard to take down if he's running at you full steam.
I'll tell you why they haven't. Offensive line's not getting any push up there. This defensive line is one of the most impressive defensive line performances that we've seen. And the offensive line struggling to not just pass block, but struggling to get any kind of push on passes as well.
3rd and 10 now for Medina. Vogren looking to throw up the middle of the field, that time over the head of his receiver, but we got a flag on the play. Intended that time for Caleb Sherman. And holding on Brunswick. So a break there for Medina as they pick up a 1st down.
You know, every time there's defensive holding, I smile like a butcher's dog because usually it's always called on offense. You know, whatever, right? I don't always agree with those calls, but in defense, it's like, oh, you guys are holding this time. It's not always on the offensive lineman.
For Dom Clary, no one's ever held at any point in their lives.
Not
1st
once.
and 10 now.
Let's on the defense.
Vogren has it. Pressure up the middle. Now rolls to the outside. Still looking to throw. He's hit. The ball's out. And it looks like Brunswick is going to come away with it.
Eli Nichols, I'm pretty sure, is the one that swatted that ball down. And taunting called again. I mean, good grief. Let him be happy.
Yeah, another tough penalty there for Brunswick, but Vogren never saw Nichols hit him from behind, was trying to wind up to throw it, hit him right at the beginning of that motion. And yeah, Brunswick's going to take a 15-yard penalty, but something tells me that they're going to be all right with that.
So, you know, defensive end, your job, defensive end, you're typically smaller, you're quicker than the offensive tackle. So your job is you want to swat that hand down, right? And when that offensive lineman's recovering to get that outside hand up, you want to swat down, rip up, right? Get underneath his arm, dig your hips in, and bend the horn, right? You see those hula hoop drills all the time if you're watching Hard Knocks? That's what they do them for. You want to bend the horn, bend the hula hoop, and get around, get your hips in, and see how close that you can get to the ground. Eli Nichols did a phenomenal job. I mean, and I'm not sure if he's the one that got that. I'll have to look back at that play and see. I'll do that here in a little bit. I mean, let's see if we can get another touchdown here at running back.
1st and 10 now for the Blue Devils. Be a handoff, back working up the strong side. Picks up about 5 on that one. Yeah, right. You mentioned Eli Nichols a few times. He might be the favorite right now for both the Cement Mason and the Mickey's players of the game. Again, 1 for offense, 1 for defense. Make sure you're sticking around for our halftime and post-game shows, both brought to you by the Cement Masons, Local 404 Union. Coming up at halftime, it'll be our very own Dom Clary taking you all across the world of Northeast Ohio high school football. We'll get you updated from all the big games around the league. 2nd down now. Quick throw. Receivers got it. Moving up the middle of the field. Hard tackle there. Ball was caught by Landon Kirkner. For the Blue Devils, it'll be 3rd and short.
Speaking of those players of the game, don't forget that Landon Kirkner did come up with that interception earlier in this game as well.
He did. He's been an impact player for him.
2 yards. They want to keep this going. 3rd down. Barnett gets the call from the sideline.
I mean, the use of jet motion is just phenomenal. I mean, throwing the defense off just a little bit.
It's going to be a quarterback run right up the gut. Has the yardage he needs. Still up on his feet and brought down around the 10-yard line. Physical run there by Barnett. And Does look like Barnett is down after that play. So, folks, we will cut away while they take a look. Enjoy these highlights. We'll be back momentarily.
Want some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandage, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandage, and Brock Sandage said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this.
And we're back. Barnett off the field now. First and goal from the 9. Handoff right up the gut. Stop short there. Does look like a new quarterback into the game. Jake Tamiasanis.
Not anymore. He's now out.
And yep, Barnett's back.
Who was that with the carry? Was that Nichols there?
I did not catch it, as that's going to be a handoff to Nichols that time for sure, and he's in. Touchdown, Brunswick. Eli Nichols for the second time tonight. Extra point upcoming after a couple stalled drives early, courtesy of a fumble and a missed field goal. Brunswick, since then, absolutely made the most of it. Snap is out, ball is up, and it is good. 8 minutes, 34 seconds left to go here in the first half. It's been all Brunswick. They currently lead Medina 21-0.
This rush attack's been impressive, hasn't it? It's been fun to watch. Again, a lot of use of motion, different formations. You know, we see a lot of teams that just run one formation or a variety of that one formation. But this Brunswick team, I mean, this was a team that, when I first started out school, they just ran straight pistol with deuce on both sides, right? A lot different team at the time. But now, I mean, this is a team that's able to do so many different things because they're so talented. And I mean, they were talented before, don't get me wrong, but now they're putting it together, and it's been a pleasure to watch. We've been calling this for years that this team was going to be a competitive team, and finally you're starting to see it rise.
Right, and we talked about this a little bit pregame as well. Coach Carter at the beginning of the year for Brunswick made mention that they were going to be running a pro-style offense, and in high school, generally what that seems to mean is, hey, we're going to be under center some of the time, right? But no, this is a legitimate multiple scheme, real pro-style offense that they've been running here in Brunswick. And so far tonight, it's been working out for them. Again, 4-3 on the season. Hoping to make a playoff push.
When was the last time they've been in the playoffs?
I believe they were actually there last year, Dom.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Right up the gut and low that time, but fielded. Medina returner trying to cut outside, but nowhere to go. Great gang tackling there by Brunswick.
It's all about your pursuit angles, especially on kickoff. You have a lane, stick with it. You know your job, you know your role, execute it well. And this team is doing that on all fronts right now.
Gavin Bollock going to be credited with the tackle there for the Blue Devils. Medina's going to start at the 15-yard line. And folks, just a reminder, that last trip to the red zone was brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center. 1st and 10. Medina trying to get something going on offense. Fogren throws, complete to the outside. Knocked out of bounds for a gain of about 5. That was Jaden Tagliacod on the reception.
So we knew that Brunswick probably had the momentum going into this game. I don't think any of us expected this score to start the game here in the first half.
Again, so far, it's been all Brunswick. 4-3, but 3 tough teams that they've lost to. 2nd down. Nice coverage there as that's knocked out of the hands of the receiver. It's like by number 10 for the Blue Devils that time. That's Anthony Gamboa. Good pass breakup. 3rd down now for Medina. Vogren trying to spark the offense. Man in motion. He now sets. He's going to take off himself now, but only picks up a couple. Will that be enough for the first? Right on that line to gain. And they'll go ahead and give it to him. So first down for Medina. He mentioned it so far. Vogren not gotten a ton of touches in the running game, but when he has shown to be effective.
At least in the design run, we've seen him scramble, try to find space, but we've yet to see too many draws or QB powers.
First and 10 now from the 25. Receivers bunched up in duos. And they're going to roll out to that side. Vogren still looking to throw. Man behind him hits him as he throws. Low at the feet of the receiver. Not Vogren's fault that time. He was getting hit as that ball came out.
Yeah, Josh Albany, he was filling that spot in for Eli Nichols for the moment. Did a great job chasing down the QB. That's exactly what you want when you put someone in for a few spot plays at defensive end. Great execution. These offensive tackles are pretty big. They have the length advantage for sure on these defensive ends, but the quickness by the Blue Devils, phenomenal so far.
Second and 10 now. Running back in the backfield. They're going to hand it off this time. Working his way up the weak side. Little bit of space to go forward. Picks up a handful. Rare run from the Medina Battling Bees, at least from a running back. 6-yard gain, they're going to call that. Another third down here for Medina. Still deep in their own territory. 6 minutes, 45 seconds left in this first half. Clock continues to run. Back in the backfield again. Vogren this time going to throw. Looking, not finding anything. Tries to take up off the middle and nowhere to go. And that will go down as a sack. Lost yardage on that play. Another great stand by the Blue Devils.
I think that might be the 4th or 5th sack.
It's been quite a few. We've mentioned it multiple times, especially these last few drives. This Brunswick defensive line is just getting a great push on this against this Medina O-line. They really can't do much of anything right now because, like you mentioned, Dom, on last drive, the interior D linemen are getting through, squeezing that pocket, while the edge rushers come flying around on the edges.
So offense still out there, but we did see them punt out of this formation previously. Try to get the defense to jump there, no luck. And yep, quarterback moves out of the way. That'll be punted low, but it's going to roll. And Medina will stop that right about the 30-yard line. Another good punt for the Battling Bees. It's like Sid Lloyd handling the punting duties tonight. So Brunswick with an opportunity now to continue adding on. 5 minutes, 42 seconds. It's Brunswick 21, Medina nothing. Blue Devils with the ball. One more time, folks. Make sure you stick around for the Cement Mason Local 404 Union Halftime Show. Dom Clary will let you know exactly what's happened in this game so far and what's going on in a lot of other great games around Northeast Ohio. With playoffs approaching, these games are more important than ever, both for seeding and, of course, teams trying to get in. First and 10. Flea flicker for Brunswick, but Barnett drops the ball, has to jump on top of it.
Brunswick had a receiver wide open down the middle of the field. If that's a clean exchange from Nichols to Barnett, Barnett's going to be letting it loose. And if he hits his receiver in stride, that's 6.
And tough there, not able to haul in the toss back from Nichols, but does fall on top of it. So Brunswick retains possession, but it's 2nd and 25. Nichols subs out for a play. Barnett ready. One back in the backfield. Spreading it out. He's going to roll out to the near side of the field. Looking. Faces some pressure. Jukes a couple defenders. Now heading to the other side of the field. Throws it open. Receiver stays in bounds. Great job that time by Barnett extending the play. Do have a flag, though, down. Play went on for a very long time. Got to wonder if this is going to be holding on the Blue Devils.
Appears it will be.
Oh, blocking the
Blocking the back, yep.
on the offense. And they declined the penalty. Still 3rd and 25. So are they saying he went out of bounds? Okay, no, they're going ahead and move it. I was going to say. Looked like a complete catch. Didn't pick up much, though. So 3rd and 18 where the receiver stepped out.
We've seen it in the run game and the pass game for Brunswick. This team can pick up 18 yards any way they want to. It's just deciding on what way they want to go about it this time.
3rd and long now. Barnett fakes the handoff, going to keep it himself. That ball is out. Brunswick, first one there, but did they land on top of it? Barnett coughs it up again. Brunswick able to recover. 4th down now for the Blue Devils.
So, you know, when I was a senior captain and we would make mistakes like that, I would always pull that player aside and be like, hey, we can make up for this mistake today, but we may not be able to do that week 2 of the playoffs. Like, this is something that needs to be cleaned up. He's had a good game. He's played really well and show flashes, but that cannot happen in the playoffs.
Punt is up and away. Incredible hang time on that. Called for
Good
a
grief,
fair catch
what a punt.
over top of the returner. And they're going to flip the field here. About the 27-yard line is where that's going to get picked up. D. Teodoro handling punting duties this year as well, something he picked up recently.
Which is hard for a kicker, by the way. Different motion in the leg. Now, you don't see too many college kickers do it. The last one I can think of that was really good at it was Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
And it ended up costing them a game, actually. A national championship appearance at one point. But that's the last player I can think of that handled punting and kicking duties at the next level.
Well, especially when you're looking at offers at the D2, D3 level like D. Teodoro is trying to do right now. It's obviously big. No official offers yet, but Baldwin Wallace has shown interest, as well as Hillsdale at the D2 level. 1st and 10, quick throw to the outside, and incomplete. Receiver had to stretch a little bit too far, so hauled that one in. That was Ashton Knowles.
Yeah, Knowles, great effort by Knowles, trying to get that. That ball was a little too far out in front. Tried to get that catch while he was diving out of bounds and keep that foot in, but ground making the impact too hard for him. Couldn't hold on to the football.
He's 2nd and 10 now. 3 minutes, 27 seconds left in this half. Vogren calls for it, rolling out. Still going. Pressure starting to come. Tosses it up and safely out of bounds. Receiver was in the area, but really just getting that one away. 3rd and 10.
You know, they're going to be a tough team to eliminate in the playoffs. You know, I don't think anyone is you know, staking Brunswick in as a state title favorite at D1 level. But they're going to be a tough team to eliminate, though. I mean, I could see them winning a few rounds and prolonging their season and giving themselves a chance at glory. I mean, there's some heavy hitters at this level.
3rd and 10. Snap nearly goes errant, but hauled in. Pass completed. Receiver working up the middle of the field. Has the 1st down and more. Good job weaving. Great pickup there by number 5, Sid Lloyd. What looked like it could have been a broken play from the beginning. Brought in under wraps by Vogren. Reception there to Lloyd now. 1st down for Medina.
Yeah. So I don't mean to interrupt you. Let me teach you guys a defensive line thing. If someone's not blocking you, something's behind you. I mean, it's a screenplay. You gotta stop, turn, and locate. I used to be good at that because I never rushed the passer. I just stayed on the line. I'm like, all right, there's a screenplay. Eventually, I'm gonna sniff it out. There, no one did that.
1st and 10, wide receiver screen. Receiver's got it. Picks up a couple there.
And going back to that previous play, that was a great job by Vogren to kind of stay composed on that bobbled snap and get that ball out. So because, like you mentioned, there's free rushers on a screenplay, and Eli Nichols was right in his face, ready to make another big play.
2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Both teams with 3 timeouts remaining. Brunswick would get the ball to start the second half. Vogren rolling out, far side, throws it up the middle, and incomplete. low intended for Sidney Lloyd. Lloyd's gotten close to coming down with a couple of those low catches tonight. But third down now for Medina. Still trying to get something going. Hope to put up some points before halftime.
That will really change the outlook on this game, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. It's kind of what we saw last week between Berea Mid-Park and North Ridgeville. Just takes one to get things sparked. Third down now. Vogren going to run it. He's got the first down. Nice little spin move. Brought down a yard past that first down marker. And again, Vogren effective when he's got the design run. So far, they've only broken those out, though, on third downs, and sparingly at that.
Yeah, you know what? They just haven't had opportunities for it. When they've done it, it hasn't worked. I mean, they like rolling him out, but by the time that he gets towards the tackles, I mean, the tackle's in his lap. There's not much he's able to do back there.
1st and 10 from the 45. Vogren has some time, throws it off the helmet of a Brunswick Blue Devil.
You know, what happened to the cadence? You know, we like doing this clapping thing. What happened to Black 80, Black 80? Now we're not saying anything. We're just, come on. I don't know how you even know when to go.
Old man Dom on the call tonight.
It's just, no one goes on 2 anymore. It's just clap, clap, clap. It's red 80, red. What about that? What about changing something up a little bit, the little old-fashioned way?
Anyway, 2nd and 10. Vogren has to roll out again this time, facing pressure, dives forward. That'll go down as a sack, as he'll lose about 2 yards on the play there.
Sack number 6 on the night.
Incredible performance so far by the Brunswick Blue Devils. And we mentioned that defensive line at the beginning of this. Not always the biggest, but they're always going to make things difficult in these games. And so far, they've showed them in a big way tonight. 3rd and 13, approaching 1 minute left in the quarter. Vogren looking to throw. Throws it, far side. Receiver's got to come back for it. And out of bounds, but a flag on the play. Looks like this might be going against Brunswick.
Didn't think that was catchable.
And yeah, that will go against Landon Kirchner. And first down, pick up a 15 for Medina. 1 minute, 6 seconds left. Drive continues.
I thought that was a little too far out of bounds for that to be a call.
Sidney Lloyd in at quarterback now. Switches places with Vogren, who's now lined up as a receiver. Now Vogren comes in motion. And Sidney Lloyd's going to run it up the far side. Juking, bouncing around, knocked out of bounds after a short gain. That'll stop the clock. It will not stop the clock as the clock continues to go.
You know, I like the idea of especially at the high school level, is that you have a few players that you star and be like, all right, we need them to touch the ball as many times as possible if we want to win. Lloyd's one of those players. They're struggling to get him the ball, so boom, just put him in at quarterback, have him run.
2nd down now, Varnett throwing it again. Or Vogren, rather. That was complete to the far side. Kellen Hathaway on the reception.
Another player they want to get activated here struggled to get him the ball. Then the hurry up of 25.
25 seconds left. Still 3 timeouts to use. Clock is running. Quarterback going to keep it running. Far side brought down inbounds. And timeout by Medina. 15 seconds left now. They are in the red zone. This trip to the red zone brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Bees trying to capture some momentum.
Okay, so your defense been overall pretty good, right? Giving up 21 points in the first half, but, you know, they've had their moments, right? The bleeding could be worse, right? And that's what they've worked in the short field a lot of the times with their back towards their own end zone. If you're the offense, you need to score here and put trust back into your defense, right? Because then you go into the halftime, going into halftime, Brunswick will get the ball. So you can't double dip here. But what you can do is provide some confidence in your team. It'll be a 2-score game at that point. This offense, we've seen it 100 times over the year, can, just like that, get points on the board. They need the score here, and it can't be a field goal.
And this is their opportunity now. It's going to be 2nd and 3 from the 16.
A score here, and I've been in this position where you're struggling, offenses are working, the other team outperforming you. You need to believe a score here with 15 seconds left in the half will make you believe you're in this game and you can win it.
Vogren by himself. Looking to throw, pressure coming, back corner of the end zone. And incomplete. Had a shot at it. Had a receiver go up for it, but not able to haul that one in bounds.
I mean, he put that in the only spot it could go. Just like Terry Bradshaw used to do to Lynn Swan and Stallworth. I mean, that's what he did. It's not like he was reinventing the wheel back in 1979. He was finding 2 of the best wide receivers in the game at the time. 2 players who I think could probably even play in now's game. And you could just throw the ball up to him deep. And, hey, high point the ball. You can win a 50-50 ball. That's what he did there. If there was just a little bit more room, that's probably a touchdown.
3rd and 3, play clock down to 3. Ball snapped. Looking to throw, pressure coming, tosses it up the middle. Receiver jumps, doesn't call it down.
That's the beauty about football, though, Dom. You mentioned how guys from the 1970s could have played in today's game. Some, yes. Mostly at the receiver position.
Mean Joe Green could play 40 years from now and still be the most dominant player in the league. I'm sorry.
Right. I would agree. He would be a dominant player. Football doesn't change very much.
We do have a field goal attempt upcoming for Medina. 3 seconds left.
They were running the
style of play, sure, but the athletes, the way
size,
the wide receiver
changes,
still got to catch the ball to be good.
I'll tell you what. There's not a single offensive lineman before the Washington Redskins in the 80s that could have had a single offensive lineman that could play.
Landon Kusick is going to attempt a
not one
35-yard field goal when we come back, it looks like. Not to interrupt this exhilarating NFL talk.
Not one. Jack Lambert, sure. I mean, like, he could play like linebacker. I mean, there's a lot of players. I mean, Walter Payton could have played in any era.
But the real question is, how does this affect LeBron's legacy?
Like, John Kolb was a great tackle in the 70s. How is he going to block Myles Garrett? He's not.
Medina lining up for a field goal, trying to put points on before the half. Brunswick will receive to start the second half. Landon Kusick. Ball down, kick is up, and it is blocked.
That's a live
Picks
ball.
it up, tries to throw it, and still a scrum of players trying to figure out what exactly to do here. And the pile still getting pushed, flags getting thrown. Players literally jumping on top of each other. And we're going to have a little bit of a mess to clean up here.
This is going to be interesting because if I'm not mistaken, if Medina had that ball and they got the first down yards to gain, and if it's a penalty on Brunswick, the half cannot end on a penalty against the defense.
That's true. I'm not quite sure if he got there. Again, a lot to sort out.
That had to have been a forward pass at some point.
No idea, if I'm being honest with you guys.
Yeah, it looked like the 1997 Australian rugby team.
Hey, wasn't expecting a Australian
By the way,
rugby reference.
They could have been bad in 97. I just threw out a random year, and then I was either going to say them or the All Blacks of New Zealand.
It's all about confidence, Dom.
You know what? I've learned that when you talk to people that don't know names and dates for sports, and not everyone does, sometimes you just got to throw them out there and they'll believe you.
That's true. I've actually never even read a roster. All these names, off
Guessing
the cuff.
them.
Yeah. I'm sure we would have gotten 1 or 2 complaints by now.
No, if I say, the 1957, here, we're getting a call.
And there's multiple penalties offsetting. And they're going to call that the end of the half. So consider that a win for Brunswick. We're going to head on in, folks, to halftime. It is the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week for Week 8. The Brunswick Blue Devils They lead the Medina Battling Bees 21-0. Stick around for the Cement Mason Local 404 halftime show with Dom Clary. We'll be back after these messages.
This week's Key on Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by the Cement Mason Local 404 Union. Whether you're an experienced journeyman or an apprentice, their doors are open for you to join the union. Current and future demand for skilled craftsmen necessitates an apprenticeship program that takes into consideration practices of one of the world's oldest trades, along with instruction in new techniques, applications, technologies, and materials. The Local 404 Cement Masons Joint Apprenticeship Training Program supports a world-class curriculum of instruction and on-the-job training for more than 40 apprentices annually. Union Cement Mason skills are honed with the most comprehensive apprenticeship training program in the industry. B.A. Sweetie Candy Company. The world's most famous candy company is right here in our backyard. They are located at 6770 Brook Park Road in Cleveland, and it is a candy lover's paradise. They have every candy from your childhood, so make sure to visit them today. JBL Roofing and Construction. JBL is a licensed, bonded, and insured contractor with the experience to complete any job needed for your home or property. Let their team of professionals help you with vinyl siding, windows, roofing, and gutters. Get the job done right the first time and stress-free with JBL. Call them today at 330-677-9463 or visit them on the web at jblrc.com. The Cleveland Building and Construction Trades Council provides essential coordination and support to the work of its affiliated local unions in order that, through inter-trade solidarity, organized construction workers achieve a powerful voice in government, bargaining, and in their communities. They work to secure the trade jurisdiction and autonomy of their affiliates as the respected arbiter of trade issues, and through that work contribute to the community of employment and economic security of organized construction workers. Established in 1913, the Cleveland Building and Construction Trades Council continues to provide skilled union craftsmanship throughout Northeast Ohio. Neopat is a nonprofit dedicated to supporting veterans, military service members, and their families right here in our community. From emergency assistance to family events, scholarships, and mental wellness programs, Neopat works to honor their service and sacrifice. You can make a difference by donating, volunteering, or sponsoring programs that directly impact local military families. Learn more and get involved at neopat.org.
North Ridgeville Athletic Boosters is a charitable organization consisting of dedicated Ranger supporters serving athletes, coaches in our community.
Chatty's Pizzeria. In the heart of Bay Village at 28611 Lake Road, this incredible pizzeria offers a full menu of food and drinks. They have everything from a casual dining experience to the romantic setting of a long-awaited date night. Their food is made on the spot with fresh ingredients and classic recipes that the entire family will enjoy. From a cozy spot in the igloo to the party room, everyone will be taken care of. Call 440-471-4485 or email info@Chatty's Pizzeria for reservations.
Some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich, and Brock Sandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this. And reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here. Cool. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. And Brock Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that. 4 plays, 4 runs, all carries for Marquise Davis, a guy who ran for 333 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. Did not have a big first half. It was quiet, and he shows up on the first drive right when the Tigers need him, 10-6.
You know, he gets that edge. There's no one that can catch him. There needs to be someone right in front of him if they want any hopes of stopping Marquise Davis. He has that.
If you're Cleveland Heights, you can use Brunswick's game against them. Still 8 minutes to go, but continue to run the ball, run the clock, and you have an opportunity for a fresh set of downs before making it into the end zone.
Davis slipping through a couple tacklers, keeps the legs churning. Nobody could bring him down. Was touched back around the 8-yard line and just kept dragging defenders. And that's why he's the type of running back prospect we've been. Happened to the green wave on the other end. Here an option. This one going to be a pitch to the outside. Got a block and going to step into the end zone right around the corner. Nice blocking there by the wide receiver, setting that edge and giving some room for number 30, Andre Jenkins, the sophomore, to make his way into the...
Welcome on into the Cement Masons Local 404 Union Halftime Show. I'm Dominic Clary, one member of your broadcast team here today, right here at Medina. Score 21-0. All Brunswick so far. Medina had a little spark at the end, not able to finish off the drive. Let's talk about some scores across Northeast Ohio. As Glenville leads Akron-Hoban 9-5. Weird score there. Avon beating Amherst Steel 20-0. Amherst Steel, decent team this year. They've shown a lot of fight. North Ridgeville beating Avon Lake 10-7. We'll be back at North Ridgeville next week. Let's go to Youngstown as Boardman. They're beating Howland 21-0. Olmsted Falls beating Berea Mid-Park 19-6. They've had a tough go at Berea Mid-Park. They've played as well as you could without winning the past 2 games. Not sure what else that team can do to get a positive result as they've played well. And you can watch the last 2 games right here on the King on Sports website. After this game, you can click out of the tab. 1 second here. Okay. You can click out of the tab and after the game and watch one of the 2 games from last week. Let's travel down to Cathedral Prep of Erie, Pennsylvania, as they are tied with Benedictine 13-13. Cathedral Prep, big-time powerhouse in District 10 in Pennsylvania, all the way up in Erie. Best school up in that area for sure. Kirkland beating Sugarland Falls 35-0 in the third quarter. Lutheran East, they beat Cleveland Central Catholic 34-12. That result already concluded. Columbiana Crestview, they're beating Champion 27-0 in the second quarter. NDCL, they're struggling as CVCA 35-0. Holy Name beating Elyria Catholic 24-7. Firelands beating Wellington 28-7. And a few more, and we'll wrap up the show. Massillon Jackson tied with Glen Oak 7-7. Battle for Canton in the third quarter. Brecksville and Broadview Heights, they're losing to a really good Hudson team 14-0 in the second quarter. Columbia beating Keystone 14-0. Strongsville beating Lorraine 16-0. Menor. All Menor against Shaker Heights, 35-0 in the second quarter. They'll have a running clock. Midview beating Elyria, 21-6. Midview looking good so far this year. Wadsworth beating Nordonia, 27-14. We saw them play Medina early in the year. You can go back and watch that game after this one concludes. And that will be it for the Cement Mason Local 404 Union Halftime Show. But before that, let's talk about one of our sponsors, is Stevens Tax Services. They sponsor all turnovers and penalties are brought to you by them, Stevens Tax Services. There's been a few so far this game. Hey, fans, all penalties and turnovers in today's game are brought to you by Stevens Tax Service. No one wants penalties in tax time. I know I don't. So turn your taxes and financial needs over to Stevens Tax Services. Tom has been in business for over 15 years, and he will make sure you don't fumble your finances. You can learn more at StevensTaxServices.com. That's Stevens with a PH, taxservice.com, or give them a call at 440-331-8989 to get help with your tax and notarization needs. Make sure to do that soon. It might seem like tax season is far from us, but you can always smell it right around the corner. Again, that's it for the Cement Mason Local 4-4 Union Halftime Show. I'm Dominic Clary. We'll go back into the break, into some ads, and then to some highlights. We have about 11 minutes until we get back to action as Brunswick leads Medina 21-0 for Week 8, the Keon Sports Game of the Week.
This week's Keon Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Rookie's Sports Bar and Grill, your one stop for all things food and fun, with a variety of cold drinks as well. They have fun and games, great people, great laughs, and great times. They feature the largest selection of dartboards and pool tables you'll find on the west side. From warm food to cold beer, they have you covered from start to finish. Check them out today at 6913 West 130th Street in Parma Heights. They are right in the heart of town. You'll walk away satisfied at Rookies as they hit a home run every time. Jenny's Popcorn. You can find their flavors anywhere popcorn is sold, including Giant Eagle and Mark's. Visit them online at jennyspopcorn.com or in person at 38727 Taylor Parkway in North Ridgeville, Ohio. They have everything from butter, cheese, caramel, and everything in between at this popcorn paradise. Spins Bowl. Spins Bowl has 36 lanes and a large redemption arcade with a full bar and restaurant. It is truly a good time for the whole family as it has something for everyone, young and old. Swing by their website for more info at spinsbowl.com.
Sergeant Clean Car Wash delivers the highest quality car wash and superior customer service in Northeast Ohio in the shortest amount of time possible. Their mission is to provide the highest quality car wash and superior customer service while serving as positive role models in their communities. You will not find a better car wash than Sergeant Clean.
The Robert Gates Legacy Foundation. This foundation aims to raise money to provide relief to organ transplant recipients. The cost of rejection medications are thousands of dollars per month, and they are needed to keep organ recipients alive. They also provide scholarships in Robert Gates' name and provide financial relief to living donors as they take time off of work for testing, workups, and surgeries, all to save someone's life by giving the gift of life. Lally's Handyman Service. From deck and fence building to indoor and outdoor remodeling, Lally's Handyman Service has you covered. Matt and his crew have been out to my home numerous times for a multitude of services and have hit a home run every time. Repair, replace, and remodel with Lally's Handyman Service. Give them a call at 216-789-2047. MDG Flooring. If you're in need of quality flooring for your home or office, look no further than MDG Flooring America in Medina. There is nothing that Steve and his talented staff cannot handle. Call them today at 330-725-5252 or stop in and visit them in person at 3812 Pearl Road in Medina. Pulp in North Olmsted and North Ridgeville. Tasty, healthy, and made fresh every single time. Pulp was created to be a better juice and smoothie bar. They've created smoothies, bowls, and juices to be the best tasting things you've ever tried. They focus on being truly healthy with their products and never compromise on quality. Their quick and friendly staff is passionate about making your visit to Pulp a great part of your day.
Let Katie Grasso take the hassle out of planning your next dream vacation. With CJ Vacations, they get you to the destination you want to be at with the price you can afford.
West Side Fleet. The West Side Fleet will be back in North Olmsted this summer at a brand new location in the south parking lot of the Great Northern Mall. Vendors and food trucks will be set up in the parking lot area. They'll have music, kids' games, and more in the grassy area. As always, it is rain or shine, and this is an outdoor event. Dates to visit are as follows: August 30th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and September 27th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. North Olmsted Sportsman's Club. They offer a little bit of everything that the true outdoor sportsman would enjoy. At NOSC, memberships are open to everyone from novice to master. For those just starting, the Ohio Department of Natural Resources sponsors several adult and junior programs open to the public at NOSC. Everything is provided free of charge, including equipment, ammo, and targets. Also, don't forget Ladies' Night. Find out more about one of North Olmsted's oldest and most prestigious clubs at nosc-online.com. Nancy's Main Street Diner. They only prepare your meals with the freshest ingredients. The dishes are made to order as they never use heat lamps, and they take no shortcuts whatsoever. They're located at 426 Main Street in Grafton, Ohio. Nancy's Main Street Diner is your choice for all 3 daily meals. Tech Corp LLC. Through a relentless commitment to quality and service, Tech Corp LLC has developed a reputation for delivering work that exceeds expectations. They have the knowledge and experience to handle projects of any size and scope. Tech Corp LLC specializes in commercial and industrial roofing and offers assessment management programs, inspections, infrared scanning, restoration, project management, and consulting. You can reach them today by phone at 888-588-5524. Scalpers Bar and Grill. Scalpers Bar and Grill does it like no one else around. Unlike other places that close as early as 9 p.m., at Scalpers they stay open till 2 a.m. all 7 days of the week. They have the best food you'll ever put in your mouth, as they're serving up everything from subs, burgers, wings, and apps to Philly cheesesteaks, ice-cold beer, and everything you would want to eat. Do the best thing possible and make a personal trip there at 5718 Mayfield Road in Lyndhurst.
Some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich, and Brock Sandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this. And reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here. Cool. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. Rock Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that. 4 plays, 4 runs, all carries for Marquise Davis, a guy who ran for 333 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. Did not have a big first half. It was quiet, and he shows up on the first drive right when the Tigers need him, 10-6.
You know, he gets that edge. There's no one that can catch him. There needs to be someone right in front of him if they want any hopes of stopping Marquise Davis. He has that.
If you're Cleveland Heights, you can use Brunswick's game against them. Still 8 minutes to go, but continue to run the ball, run the clock, and you have an opportunity for a fresh set of downs before making it into the end zone.
Davis slipping through a couple tacklers, keeps the legs churning. Nobody could bring him down. Was touched back around the 8-yard line and just kept dragging defenders. And that's why he's the type of running back prospect we've been. Happened to the green wave on the other end. Here an option. This one going to be a pitch to the outside. Got a block and going to step into the end zone right around the corner. Nice blocking there by the wide receiver, setting that edge and giving some room for number 30, Andre Jenkins, the sophomore, to make his way into the end zone untouched. And also credit to Elijah Gray on that pitch, well timed on driving once again, looking to get their first win of the season and break that 9-game win streak for Holy Name dating back to 2013. But right now, Holy Name, they need to get a stop here. I know it's early in this game, but things are trending the way of Normandy. And a lot of it's because of Elijah Gray, the quarterback, trying to make a man miss an open field. He does. Past the 15-yard line, slips past the tackler, cuts inside, and he's going to barrel his way into the end zone. I'll tell you what's more slippery than that football tonight, and that is the quarterback, Elijah Gray. Nobody can bring that man down.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I mean, this is one of the most exciting runners of a quarterback that I've seen.
And a reminder that this trip to the red zone has been brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Visit kelly-mac.com to learn more. 2nd and 2 from the 5. Have to get to the 3-yard line to pick up the first down. Rodriguez on the carry. Looks like he's going to get close and just enough to move the chains down at the 2. First and goal.
That's nice having that first down marker right there. Now you have 4 golden chances at the 2-yard line to punch one in.
But don't forget, Dom, this is the second time it's happened just like this. They got a fresh set of downs on the 2-yard line earlier in this game. Didn't quite turn out. Got to shake off the cobwebs.
Still running out of the same set from the last 2 plays. They're going to go back to the well with Rodriguez again. And Rodriguez is into the end zone. Touchdown, holy name. And this crowd has come back to life after being quiet in the latter stages of the first half. 14-6, an opportunity to make it 7.
That's how you set the tone. That's how you come out of half and show that we're still here, that we're not done yet. This is a tough group, as Ryan Day said in his post-game interview after the Notre Dame game. This is a tough team. That's what pardon me, Holy Name is. They proved it right there with that offensive line putting in work, and those running backs doing well. That was a good drive.
Here's the hold, looks good, and that kick is up and good. 14-7, 1
did that. He needed that run. Yeah, he's hobbling, he's hurt, he's in pain. But as soon as he says go, and that ball hits his fingers, the light shining down bright on him, you have 11 hungry invaders trying to get to you, and all he can think of is the task at hand.
Pull back to pass, looking down the field. He's got a man wide open, and he finds him into the open field, and headed for the end zone is number 7, Colin Daskos, the senior, and an opportunity to tie this game up. What a huge play there as Cole kept his eyes down the field, and there was nobody around Daskos.
Hurt ankle, no ankle, it doesn't matter. He can throw the ball for 68 yards in the tutty all the way to the crib. Oh, Cole, Brandon, we have an exciting football game between a 1-win team and a no-win team, and baby, this crowd's into it. We're into it, the PA announcer screaming there in the PA system. We have an exciting one. I'll tell you what, that's all you want in a football game, a 60-yard touchdown pass, broken coverage. We'll take advantage of it.
This hasn't been the season where either of these teams really have picked up many wins, right? And you know what? We're not going to kick it. We're going to see if we can get it. I don't know. It will depend. If they go to the ground, you'd have to think they're stating that this is 4-down territory now.
I think it was the snap that got messed up last time. We just saw the holder there practicing the hold. I think they're going to kick it if they need to.
Here's a carry up the middle for Dix. They're not going to have to, as he's going to push close to the end zone. He stopped just short. That white wall there of the invaders kept him out of the end zone. But that actually might help Holy Name, because even though they didn't score there, they got a first down, opportunity to kill a little bit more clock if they want to here. Here's the run with the quarterback, and Andrew Cole slips through some tacklers into the end zone. Holy Name, their first lead on the night, 20 unanswered points.
My goodness, just ran it down the throat of Normandy. They weren't taking any chances. They weren't doing anything funny. They know what their record has been in the red zone tonight. And man, they didn't care. They redeemed themselves, finally put themselves up in this game. Minute 7 to go. Hopefully that's enough. You're still going to have to come out and play defense. But man, what a redemption arc for Holy Name, coming back from 14 unanswered, now up with just a minute 7 to go in this one.
So the lefty kicker and Josetti has an opportunity here to extend this lead to 7. This one's up, and this one is good on the PAT. 21-14. Looking at overtime for the first time this season here in our Keon Sports Game of the Week. And we're in week 7 now at this point, and here on 4th down now. 10 yards to go. Can Gray make something happen? Gray has some time, stepping up, looking down the field, lost this one up. Touchdown, Normandy. That one floated over the fingertips of the defenders into the hands of a receiver in the end zone. Believe from up here, that's number 12, trying to get a better look at the receiver. But now Normandy only trails by 1 point.
Wow. on 4th down nonetheless. Regardless of this result now, folks, that phantom down is going to be talked about. And it's going to be brought up over and over again. And now the scoreboard is yet to adjust.
Okay, I think we're all trying to adjust here. Holy mackerel, you kidding me? Hey, everybody, calm down a little bit.
They're looking to go for
We're
two.
going for two. We're not going
gonna win it.
overtime. It ends here.
And a timeout now for Holy Name as they saw Normandy look to forget about overtime. Let's try to win it right here. See if we can make this ball game. And yeah, you're right. Scoreboard still hasn't adjusted. There it goes.
And welcome back to the second half of the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week. It is the Brunswick Blue Devils going up against the Medina Battling Bees. Medina trailing in this one 21-0. I'm Brandon Soder. With me, Dom Clary and Brandon Marvel. Medina going to kick off to start the second half. Yeah, nearly scored to end the last half. Had a field goal blocked. They have still yet to put points up. Kick is low. Bounces, but fielded by Brunswick. And we got whistles. And they're going to say he was down. So knee went down after he picked that up. Kirchner was the returner that time for the Blue Devils. And Brunswick will try to keep things going. 21 points for them so far. They had a fumble early on. They had a missed field goal. And then they had another drive. They had to punt it away after a penalty and ended up deep in their own territory. But for the most part, offense looked very good tonight. See if they can keep that up. 1st and 10 from the 16.
Oh, I like
Several
this.
players
The
going in
shift.
motion.
Yeah, that's a beautiful shift there. Change up the defensive look. Find something you like.
Barnett ready now. It'll be a handoff, back working up the far side of the field. Drags a couple defenders along with him on his way. About a 6-yard gain.
So that's the one reason why I like motion, right? So that they didn't just run to the right for no reason, right? So when they took away two guys, they didn't just take away two guys on that side, on their side. They took away two guys on the defense as well. It got guys shifting and moving and guessing and assuming. That's the most beautiful way to use motion there is by moving the defense around.
2nd and 5, handoff again, same side of the field. A little more opposition that time as a helmet flies off a Brunswick player, and we got a flag now on the play.
Yeah, we saw early in the game Eli Nichols wasn't really the featured back much at all. It took a few drives for him to get his first touch, and since that 70-yard touchdown run, he seems to be the bulk of the carries now.
And penalty on the defense.
Yeah, helmet was ripped off of one of the Blue Devils.
And yeah, personal conduct penalty. They did announce that player will stay in the game. So good news for Medina. Colin Gonzalez called for that one. 1st and 10 from the 40. Man in motion. Barnett fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, but grabbed by the leg and brought down in the backfield. Good job by the defensive line of Medina that time. Number 8 in on the tackle, Condre Carey.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see from this defense here. Winning at the point of contact, getting behind the line of scrimmage, and getting on the pursuit angles early. They have to capitalize anytime someone else other than Nichols runs the ball because it takes around 3 to 4 battling bees to bring down one big Blue Devil and Nichols.
2nd and 12 now. Receivers bunched up on both sides of the field. Barnett going to look to throw. Throws it far side of the field. Open receiver. Drops it.
You know, last week, Mike Rogers pointed out a towel in the backfield. And, you know, sometimes some aren't super obvious, like finding out, oh, he passes at this time, he runs at this time. But sometimes it can be more simpler, and I'm glad Mike pointed that out because it's hard to find a lot of those. But you can always tell in the running back placement if he's far ahead of the quarterback or if he's behind or even. It can kind of tell you how the play's going, right? If the running back looks like he's a step ahead of the quarterback, it's either going to be outside zone to the opposite side or he's for sure going to pass block. Usually he's going to pass block in that situation. There it is.
3rd and long, Barnett facing pressure, rolling out, throws it, open receivers, got it, and he's brought down just short of the first down marker. Good job there again by the Medina defense. Connor Gutt, the lead tackler.
And we saw it there, the standard style that Brunswick likes to throw their passes. It's a designed rollout to either side, and if it's there, make the pass. If not, he'll find a way to scramble to the other side. But the play prior, he stood straight back in the pocket and didn't do any scrambling, went right to his guy, but it was ended up being a drop pass.
4th down and 1 for
That's a
Brunswick.
very far 4th and goal.
And Barnett's going to keep it himself, and he stops short. The Medina Battling Bee defense comes out hot. 1 penalty helped move the ball up for Brunswick, but Medina comes up with the crucial stop. Their offense has another opportunity, down 3 scores, to climb back into this one.
Go ahead.
Credit to Jack Fletcher. He was the first B that was there, right in the backfield, ready for the QB run.
Battling Bee offense making their way back out onto the field.
And you think you give the ball to Eli Nichols, who's been on fire on offense and defense. He decided to opt in with quarterback run instead. Didn't pan out.
1st and 10 from the 47. Vogren throws it, sideline, complete. 1st down, Medina. Looked like that was number 6 that time on the reception. 5 rather, Sid Lloyd.
That's number 6. You had that right the first time, Brandon.
I got tripped up by the PA guy. Come on, man.
No, it's okay. You had the number right. You did a good job on that. Mr. PA man, we blame you.
Brian Wookter on the reception now. 1st and 10. Roll out, throw, other sideline this time, incomplete.
So when he has that rollout, he doesn't have a running back to help set the edge, right? And that's part of the problem why that's not working out. Another problem is that I don't know if this is done on purpose or if the offensive line just isn't getting, but you're supposed to be bulls on parade off to the left running. The left tackle seems to be doing it, but he's the only one that seems to be setting the edge. And with no running back help, his job is 100 times harder. He's sitting on an island by himself on those run out plays.
2nd and 10 now. Quarterback keeper. At the gut, picks up a couple. It's going to be 3rd and long for Medina. Still, though, 2 drives in a row. Battling Bees offense has been able to get into Brunswick territory. 7 more yards needed if they want to keep this thing going. Fogren by himself, 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Man now in motion. Gonna look to the left side to throw, uncorks it deep, back of the end zone, jumps. Touchdown! Oh my goodness, Sidney Lloyd goes up for the jump ball, comes down with it, and the Medina Battling Bee offense gets the spark they've been looking for.
It's a great job by Medina this half, getting it started first with their defense, stops Brunswick, on a 4th down situation, and then their offense goes right down the field, gets some points on the board, give this team some confidence moving forward later in this half.
Extra point upcoming. Ball down, kick is up. And it is good. And crazy how quickly momentum starts to shift. Still a lot of work to do for the Medina Battling Bees, now trailing 7-21. But a good all-around effort from Medina, forcing turnover on downs on a 4th and 1, and then driving the ball right back down the field. And folks, that trip to the red zone was brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center.
Those are the big chunk plays that you'll want from this Medina team, right? They can move it methodically, but they're at their best when they're able to hit their wide receivers and stride down the seam, and that's exactly what happened with Sidney Lloyd. A beautiful pass as well. I mean, Vogren, again, he hasn't been the huge passer here today. He's had to do some work on his feet as well, trying to get in rhythm, kind of struggled from time to time on finding that rhythm. But boy, that's as good as the throws you're going to see at this level, and that's just as good as a catch you're going to see from Sidney Lloyd. This is the stuff that you want to see from this Medina team that the Stoddard years, the LR years, that was their bread and butter, is finding guys down the seam after hitting curl route, or bubble screen, and then boom, down the seam for 30, 40, 50 yards. We need to see more of that if they plan on stacking up more points.
Kickoff now for Medina. They're going to do an onside kick, low, but jumped on top of. Second onside kick we've seen now, one from each team. Both times recovered by the hands team.
Trying to do their best North Ridgeville impression. We saw last week 2 successful onside kicks on 2 consecutive drives for North Ridgeville last week.
Ended up playing huge. They didn't score on either of those drives, but that was another situation where the momentum just flipped. Berea Mid-Park was scoring every time they touched the ball. They knew that North Ridgeville ultimately came out with the win by a touchdown. Folks, if you just want to watch some good, exciting football, make sure you check out our YouTube page, the Keon Sports YouTube page, and rewatch that. Instant classic. 1st and 10 for Brunswick. Handoff. Back working up the strong side, still churning forward. That was number 4, Gavin Bollock on the carry. He's second and about 3. Coming back. Folks, again, as this game getting a little more interesting, make sure you let us know who you think the Cement Mason local offensive player and the Mickey's defensive player should be. We'll give away that hardware during our post-game show. Handoff. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a couple there. See where they eventually mark this. And a favorable spot there for Brunswick. They're going to go ahead and move the chains. So, new set of downs now for the Blue Devils. They try to capture the momentum back from the battling Bees. 1st and 10 now from the 41. 2 backs in the backfield with Barnett. Handoff again, this time to Nichols. Right up the gut. Picks up a couple. Now Brunswick seemingly settling in after a turnover on downs to get this half started, led to the Medina score.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of running from Brunswick for the rest of this drive and then probably next drive as well, just to try to take as much time off that clock as they can. Try not to let this game get closer than it is.
2nd and 6, and Barnett actually going to throw it right up the middle to a wide open receiver. Touchdown, Brunswick.
And that's why I'm not a high school football coach. They did the exact opposite of what I thought they were going to do, and they scored. So, yeah, that's why I don't do that, and I do this.
Obviously the right play call. Kind of fooled everyone there.
It's all right. I've done that plenty of times, and I like to think I know what I'm talking about. And there's times I'm like, oh, they got to run the ball and be methodical. And then they air the ball deep and they score. And I'm like, I guess I was wrong. But I was going to use an old saying. I don't know if I can actually say it.
That was Colin Iaza on the touchdown reception. Kick is up, and it is good. So Medina trying to climb back into this one, in Brunswick doing what they can to shut the door right back. 7:03 left here in quarter number 3. Brunswick now leading 28-7 over Medina.
See, North Ridgeville gave me false hope last week because a lot of times they were in 3rd or 4th and short situations. I say, just let Cole Miller go up the middle. He's a 6'5" quarterback. Let him run, and they do it every time. This time they don't listen to me, and it works out anyways.
You know, I'm gonna say it. There's more than one way to skin a cat. I could say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. It's your broadcast, Dom.
Kinda.
You can say whatever you want.
I am the player of the game. Always.
Congratulations, Dom.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Clairvoyant, Dom Claire.
Clairvoyant. And, you know, if you think you're clairvoyant and you know who the player of the game is, put in the comments.
Hey.
Oh.
Little prediction.
Yeah.
That'll be announced by myself and Brandon Marvel during the Cement Mason Local 404 post-game show. Again, we'll give you till about 2 minutes left in this game. So still got a quarter plus. Vote early, vote often. That's allowed here. Pretty sure. No one at the door checking you. And that ball is booted deep again. Returner backing up, fields it in the end zone, but step back, so that's a touchback. And Medina We'll start this one on the 20. Offense looked good. First possession out. Now down 3 scores yet again. We'll see if they can replicate it. A little bit of a longer field this time.
Remember when coaches used to wear suits on the sideline?
It's been a minute, Dom. Not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the whole story with Bill Belichick as he started doing the hoodies because they wouldn't let him wear a suit?
That doesn't make any sense.
If I remember right, it was a protest thing, which would not surprise me.
Hey.
Obviously not getting the best light now.
No, he's not even worth talking about. He's not that good as a coach. Let's be honest here.
Fair enough.
I mean, he's not.
First and 10 from the 20. Quarterback looking deep up the middle of the field, and a little too much on that one.
Anytime I think of a head coach in a suit, I just only think black and white photos. Bear Bryant, your Vince Lombardis of the world.
Lee Trussell, Baldwin Wallace.
There you go.
He used to wear, he like dressed like Bear Bryant. I mean, it was the 70s, right? They all wore like the gray suit and tie with the, what's that, the cow hat? Is that what it's called?
Don't ask me.
Fedora, maybe?
Second and 10 now. Going to throw it again up the far side, or near sideline rather. Complete. That is Brian Witcher on the reception.
Who was the Bears coach from way back in the day?
Ditka?
No, not Ditka. Before, like in the 50s. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm blanking right now, Dom. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm sure I know the name.
Everything myself.
3rd and 5. Throwing again up the middle. Complete first down. Receivers got a little bit of space. And brought down just past the 40. Jaden Tagliacod on the reception. First down, Medina.
Medina getting their offensive rhythm going. Didn't get much of anything going in the first half other than that last drive that ended up in the blocked field goal at the end of the half. But they got the offensive rhythm going. They're moving the ball down the field with the run and the pass game. And if Brunswick's defense starts to get a little bit tired, watch Medina look out to take advantage of that.
First and 10 now from the 42. Going to be a handoff. Up the far side, really nowhere to go. That was Wookter again on the carry.
George Hollis.
There you go.
Papa Bear. He used to wear the fedora.
And Wookter actually lost a few yards there. All east to west running. Never quite able to break through that first line of the Blue Devils defense. They're going to call it 2nd and 14. Vogren calls for it. Looking to throw far side and broken up. Met at the point of contact there by number 1 Landon Kirkner of the Blue Devils. Seen a few times tonight those cornerbacks for the Blue Devils. We talked about the defensive line plenty, but the corners have shown up in big spots as well.
The corners have done a good job of sitting in their zones and getting downhill as soon as they see that pass release and that the wide receiver is breaking for the ball. They do a phenomenal job of executing that and getting downhill quick.
3rd and long now for the Battling Bees. Vogren ready. Pressure coming. Throws it up the middle. Complete. First down and more. Still on his feet. Fighting for every inch. But brought down by a host of Blue Devils tacklers. Hathaway that time on the reception. Another first down for the Battling Bees. The 3rd down offense has been humming so far.
Hathaway's done a good job today. I know he may not be the shiniest stat line, but I mean, he's done a good job of being available and taking advantage of the times the ball's thrown to him.
1st and 10 from Brunswick's 42. Man in motion is Wookter. Quarterback will keep it himself. Vogren right up the middle. Powers his way forward for another Medina first down.
Vogren's done a very good job today as well. Not the typical starting quarterback, obviously. River Blomquist out today, the junior quarterback. And he's done a good job of stepping in and doing everything in his power to get this offense going, and he's done a great job, especially here in the second half.
1st and 10 now from the 23. The Medina offense keeps humming. Man in motion. Throw up the middle. Complete. Suddenly the Bees finding a rhythm. This trip to the red zone brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center. That was Caleb Sherman, another senior wide receiver on the reception. Seems like they grow on trees around here in Medina.
I'll tell you what, I don't know how they do it, but wide receiver after wide receiver. I mean, this team always has the most talented of the bunch, really.
1st and 10 from the 11. You can still pick up a first down without scoring. Roll out, left side, throw, back corner, nearly batted down. Once again, Landon Kirkner in on the defense of that. Incomplete. Tried finding Sid Lloyd in the back of the end zone. 2nd down now for Medina. 4 minutes, 21 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. But Medina looking like a different team so far this half. Back in the backfield. 2nd down. Ogren's got it, looking far side and batted out of the hands of the receiver. Guess who? Landon Kirkner.
I mean, he's been a standout today on defense.
My goodness. So
him and
3rd
Nichols.
Down. And he keeps playing that same side of the field. Vogren sees something he likes over there, and honestly, his receiver was initially open, but good job closing in. 3rd and 10 from the 11. Gonna look to pass, pressure up the middle, thrown, back corner of the end zone, flag is down, ball is out of the back of the end zone. Let's see what that call was.
Dom, this might be your favorite call. This might be a defensive holding, the only time somebody actually holds.
No,
The
I
flag
think you're
was around
right.
the secondary. Yep, holding on Brunswick. So break there for Medina. We'll get a replay of 3rd down now. Again, they can still pick up a first without getting to the end zone. Now they need 5 yards for the first, 6 yards for the touchdown.
Look at the 5-yard line. We're doing a 50-50 call right now. I love high school football. It's just so random in the middle of the play.
3rd and 5. There is a running back in. Quarterback will keep it himself, trying to find some room up the middle, and he's not going to find it. Big stand there by the Brunswick defensive line. Tell me if you've heard that before. 4th down, Medina.
And believe it or not, they can get a first down here.
Yes, as mentioned. They did lose a yard on that.
Oh, first down unlikely then.
So I got to imagine Medina's going to go for it. One of the few times that Vogren's tried running up the middle without success. Hasn't been as successful getting outside, but they've asked him to hold on to it. He's done well. Nowhere to go there.
And if you won your 50-50 ticket in the middle of this drive, make sure you go to the press box. Now is the time you would expect a 50-50 call. Good Lord.
Timeout Medina. They want to talk this one over. Big 4th down here. Again, trailing 3 touchdowns, trying to climb back into this one. Offense has looked much better in the second half.
It's 4th and 6, and we're calling for the 50-50.
On that, did you catch the last 3 numbers of that? I actually
No. Did you get your ticket? I just...
As people in the press box, I never feel right buying 50-50 raffle tickets because to shoot up your hand when they're announcing that and everyone's looking up at you.
In the middle of the play, too, actually. Middle of your call, he drops back, he looks. Me, I won the 50-50. That's me. Ridiculous.
And there he goes streaking down the sideline.
There goes Brandon Soder. He's at the 50, the 45. He's at the press box, and he turns in his ticket as he won the 50-50.
What's this? He's not heading back up. He's going to his car.
And he didn't just take 50. He took all of it. He's leaving the stadium, folks.
Got to get out before they try to make you feel bad and donate it back.
Oh, yeah, they do guilt you at the high school level.
4th and 6 for Medina.
Biggest play of the game here.
Vogren rolling out. Pressure right away. Can't escape him. Ball is out. Brunswick's got it.
Eli Nichols.
Come on, that kid is stellar today. I mean, one of the best performances we have ever seen on both sides of the ball. I love high school. You don't see that at any other level. A 70-yard touchdown. He's had like 3 sacks today and 2 strip sacks. Unbelievable.
3 sacks, 2 touchdowns, and a 50-50 call on 4th down. Gotta love high school sports. But for real, guys, this may be, and again, we got to count your guys' votes. Let us know who you think is deserving of the Cement Masons and the Mickey's players of the game. Eli Nichols on track to maybe win both tonight.
I was just going to say, have we given both away to one player?
Sure haven't.
So we have.
Oh.
But it wasn't.
Not this year.
We have this year.
Oh.
It was because we didn't have the shirt with us.
Forgot about that. Handoff. Brunswick up the middle. Nowhere to go.
No, it was Brandon Marvel's fault.
I don't even have the shirt.
Exactly. That's
He must have the shirt.
Jeez, man.
Definitely not me or Brandon Soder's fault.
It was Dom's idea.
Whoa! Who ran the ball there?
Eli Nichols.
Oh, guess who got? Dude, he needs a water break.
He's 2nd down and 9.
But the thing is, he doesn't. I mean, he's well conditioned. I mean, he's played like every snap except like maybe 5, like in the second quarter.
Handoff again. Cutting back to the other side of the field. Good gain there. Patient running, waiting for the hole to open.
I think this is single-handedly the best game we've ever seen for Brunswick.
That was Gavin Bollock, by the way, on the carry. And yes, Brunswick has played very well today. Complete game. Defense has played well.
If we cover them, I would say maybe twice a year at least.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen them only ever win 3 times.
And it's always good games, though. They always hang tough.
They always play tough. Yeah, they're always a fun team to watch.
3rd down now. Barnett going to throw it complete at the sticks. Eli Nichols still going. Brought down. And I apologize. Koeniasa on the reception that time.
I mean, you're so set to saying Eli Nichols. I
feel bad because Iasa's had a great game as well. He's got a touchdown reception. He deserves his flowers.
He's been phenomenal today. Back-to-back receptions for him. He had a 37-yard touchdown his previous reception before the one you just saw. He's been phenomenal, and they've been running the ball with him on those jet sweeps. Offensive line setting the edge. Young man is taking advantage of his opportunities tonight, and he's been a dark horse.
1st and 10 from the 40. Pistol formation. Run right up the gut. Couple yards there on the game.
But what I meant to say is the kid's been a true X factor, not a dark horse. That's wrong terminology there. I mean, I just threw my pen. He's been phenomenal in different variety of ways that they needed to use him.
Clicking down now. Around a minute left here in the 3rd quarter. Brunswick taking their time. Up 3 scores now. Running the ball effectively. Don't be surprised if they go back to that well. Now 5 seconds on the play clock. Barnett's going to throw. Quick strike on the near side. Fighting his way forward. Breaks out from a defender. Still going. And brought down just short of the 30. He looked like he was getting brought down a couple different times, but never gave up on the play.
A great play by Anthony Gamboa. Gets the reception, and I thought he was going to at least be knocked out of bounds right about the 1st down mark, but breaks a couple tackles and picks up another 15, 20 yards on the play.
All effort there from Gamboa. He's gotten a couple touches tonight, making the most of it. Now under 30 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. We're going to milk every second of that play clock for Brunswick.
Got to get it quick. They only have 5 seconds.
Man in motion, though. Barnett going to keep it himself, heading towards the far sideline. Flags coming in on both sides of the field. He brought down after a gain of about 5, but we'll see if that sticks. 1 in the backfield, 1 in the secondary. Well, we'll see what the call is. So offensive holding. And yep, only penalty on that one, so 10 yards back for Brunswick. That'll still be 1st down. Clock starts again, and it looks like that'll do it for us here in the third quarter. It's the Key on Sports High School Football Game of the Week for Week 8. Brunswick 28, Medina 7. We'll be right back.
This week's Key on Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center, the premier resource for high school athletes who wish to continue to play in college. They provide a one-on-one consultative approach to help students determine their needs and goals. Visit them online at kellymac.com. Village Coffee and Creamery. From the founders of Nancy's Main Street Diner comes Village Coffee and Creamery. They have everything from dessert, lunch items, and coffee to ice cream and every kind of sweet treat you could think of. They are located at 486 Main Street in Grafton.
Some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich, and Brock Sandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm towards the...
And back for fourth quarter action here at Ken Duke Stadium in Medina. Been all Brunswick so far tonight after a holding penalty. It's 1st and 10, or 1st and 20 now. The 32-yard line. Well, 1st and 16, actually. Didn't give him the full 10. Took off the yardage gain. Quick throw from Barnett up the middle. Complete. Brought down. They're short of the original line of scrimmage. 2nd down now for the Blue Devils. Okay.
My mic wasn't on. He's only had 2 incompletions today.
My goodness.
Didn't even think about that.
Very accurate so far tonight. Again, Barnett's got the arm to throw it deep, and he has a couple times tonight. And I'm pretty sure one of those incompletions was on about a 40-yard pass early in this game.
It was on target as well.
2nd and 11. Barnett keeps it, throws it, sideline, caught, and tiptoes, falls out of bounds. That time caught by Gavin Moore, the senior wide receiver.
We haven't seen a completion from him since the first 2 completions for Brunswick in the game.
And a good job staying balanced and getting the feet down there.
Nice to see him getting some more action here later in the game. He's been effective for them.
This trip to the red zone brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center. It's the 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Man in motion. Barnett going to keep it himself. Up the gut, bounces, back inside, brought down after a short gain. Methodical offense for Brunswick, exactly what you need in this situation. Trying to run this clock down. Again, up 3 touchdowns over Medina. 11 minutes and counting. They can pick up a 1st down here. 2nd and 5 on the 6-yard line. Man in motion again. This time it'll be a hand to the running back. Up the gut, spin, stays up. A powerful run by Gavin Bollock. And it's going to be 3rd and short. About 1 yard to go for a new set of downs. 2 yards to go for the touchdown. Capable kicker for Brunswick as well. We'll see if they decide to make this a 4-possession game if they do not convert.
Imagine that they're going for broke when it comes to the terms of getting a touchdown.
2 backs in the backfield with Barnett. Sends a man in motion now. Stacks the right side of that line. Handoff. That's where they're going to run it. Up the gut. Looks like he might have gotten the 1st, but no more. It's going to be close, depending on where they spot this. No indication just yet. The officials discuss. Still trying to figure it out. Brunswick pleading their case. And official timeout. They're going to talk about it. They're going to bring out the chain gang.
The chain gang, baby. That's what you're going to miss a lot now if you're going to watch NFL football. They don't do the chain gang anymore, only in emergency cases.
I don't get it.
And that's why you watch Akron as they take on Miami tomorrow at noon. We'll have coverage there. Tony Bogan will be there. I'll be there. Carter will be there as well, taking
Just
photos.
short of the first down. Sorry, Dom.
That's what you're missing out. Pure excitement right there.
And I don't really understand that from the NFL. The issue that sparked this whole thing was the whole Josh Allen looking like he got the first down but didn't. That wasn't a chain gang issue. That was just a spotting the ball issue, which is not going to be fixed.
And you have replay for that.
Right, which wasn't utilized properly. But that's neither here nor there. It's fourth down. And it does look like they are going to keep the offense out. Two backs again with Barnett. Going to keep it himself. Bounces outside. Touchdown, Brunswick. Sean Barnett runs one in himself. Brunswick continues to roll. And another late flag. Presumably on the Blue Devils.
They got to be saying something.
That referee does not sound happy. His mic is breaking up, and he sounds upset. As do the coaches above us. All right, so the third time that's happened now.
Despite getting in the end zone, that was probably called on Barnett because Coach Cole Carter was giving him an earful as he was walking to the sideline.
Yeah. When you're a playoff team like Brunswick, even when you're up, you're going to call out those mistakes. Snap down, kick is up, and it is good. 9 minutes, 45 seconds left here in this one. Brunswick 35, Medina 7. Folks, make sure stick around for the Cement Mason Local 404 Union postgame show with myself and Brandon Marvel as we will announce the winners of both the Mickeys and the Cement Masons players of the game, which you still have time to vote on, by the way, about 6 minutes or so. 7 minutes.
It might not be plural today.
It might not. It might not, but let us know who you think is deserving. There are plenty of players on both sides.
And I'm constantly checking. I'm checking now. So leave a comment.
Thank you, Dom. Getting reset here now. Brunswick going to be kicking this one a little deeper than normal after the personal foul.
But when you got a kicker like Vinny DeTeodoro, he could still probably get it very close to the end zone and force a touchback.
Yeah, definitely has the leg to push it through. And homecoming night tonight here in Medina, fireworks as well after this game.
Oh, I forgot they do that. How do we always end up at homecoming in Medina?
I don't know. They like having us out. Kick is deep and away, fielded. Initially at the 10, but then rolls back into the end zone. Touchback. So no harm, no foul.
You know, I want to shout out on our behalf, Medina on, you know, it was kind of short notice. We allowed him to be here. Had some issues earlier in the week. You know, the season goes, you know, as the season goes, injuries happen across, you know, all of high school football across the country, and things happen, and there's uncertainties. And this week we had one, and we were able to counter it real quick. So we think all the schools that we had to deal with over the past week and a half that have been really cordial with us, and you know, we're here today. So thanks to Medina and Brunswick as well of always, you know, opening their doors up for us, broadcasting their games.
Absolutely, and Medina Athletic Director Todd Hockey always takes very good care of us. Very easy to communicate with this week. Roll out, throw, complete to a receiver, but met at the point of contact, nowhere to go. Yeah, got us in here kind of last second. But all is well.
Yeah, and this is a great press box, too. We have a great angle with the game. We're not too high up. Brunswick, great press box. But, boy, it is like hiking up a mountain. Good
That is the
grief.
toughest part of the high school football season,
Oh,
is the stairs.
those stadiums are like this, but boy, oh boy, Brunswick. What are we doing?
2nd and 7, man in motion. Quarterback going to keep it himself, pushes forward, bowls down a defender.
You want to talk about long hikes up to a press box, you can't forget the Great Byers Field.
Oh, yeah.
That's worse.
Second biggest stadium outside of the Brown Stadium
And
in Cuyahoga County.
that can't be true.
That is. Outdoor stadium. In
What's
Cuyahoga
the
County.
indoor?
Well, I don't know about, I just know that. Yeah, it's a big field.
Unfortunately.
Byers hosted us earlier this year. They are also incredible. 3rd and 3.
They are incredible.
Quarterback going to throw. Pressure. Evades it, though. Rolls out. Throw. Completes. No, not quite.
You kill me. The ball
Did my best.
ball popped out of his hand. And like right after, completed.
Not quite. I caught it. Unlike him. 4th down.
No, you did catch it, but it just, it's later in the game. It's okay. We're tired. We work all day.
4th and 3. Battling the offense. Still out there.
They have the oopty-loopty formation.
Dom's favorite play.
Yeah, now if they hit the lone man by himself, which will really be the oopty-loopty play.
And it will be a wide receiver screen to the other side, and that bounces short. Turnover on downs. Kellen Hathaway, the intended receiver for Medina.
And now if Brunswick scores in any way, whether it's just a field goal or a touchdown this drive, we will go into running clock territory where it will be a running clock the remainder of the game unless change of possession or an official timeout.
Or if Medina were to bring it within less than 30.
Correct.
But yes, 8 minutes, 23 seconds left to go. Not a lot of time taken off there as Medina trying to throw the ball quite a bit to keep things going. Brunswick heads back out there. Starting unit still going to stay in. Imagine we'll see a heavy dose of the run. We'll start at the 27. Nichols in motion. High snap over the head of Barnett. Picks it up. Still running. Still not brought down. Throws completed. He's at the original line of scrimmage and he's gone. Touchdown Brunswick. Wow.
The flag
That's
on
not,
the play.
that's not going to count.
Oh,
There was an
no.
illegal man downfield.
A broken play from the beginning. Exciting nonetheless. And yeah, that's going to come back. Illegal man downfield.
That's a rags to riches type of play.
So it was actually holding.
Oh,
I thought
my
it was an
apologies.
illegal man because it was a run play initially. It felt like, but no, it was holding on number 2.
Good job by Barnett keeping that from getting away from him. I mean, obviously you got the penalty here, but that could have been a Medina ball very easily.
He doesn't panic. He slow plays it, right? So everything around him is happening fast, but he's moving slow. And you're like, well, why would he move slow? But he's processing everything. He's not moving quicker than the game.
Hand off, nowhere to go really for the running back, still on his feet. Eventually dragged down for a short loss. We get the carrier. That was number 4, Gavin Bollock. And you're right. Barnett's been very calm in the pocket tonight. Kind of compare it to like a Cam Ward, where regardless of what's happening, he's cool, he's calm, he's collected. The feet are flat. They're not overly jumpy. He can go and make the play when he needs to, but he's not afraid to stay in the pocket. He's played very well so far tonight.
I mean, when he processes things, it almost reminds me of Big Ben. And I know all the Steeler references, but like he'll sidestep. He'll lift the ball up and go over a guy or go underneath the guy. Just very confident how he moves.
2nd down, Barnett going to throw it deep down the sideline. Receiver jumps, catches it, but out of bounds. Again, looking for Gavin Moore. Not quite able to get the feet in there.
That's a great job by the Medina DB as well. Tighten up the pressure, tighten up the coverage, force that receiver to get closer and closer to the sideline throughout his route. So by the time he went up into the air and came down with the ball, he was already out of bounds.
And Brunswick not happy with just running the clock out here. They're still trying to run their offense. It's going to be 3rd down and 20. Barnett hands it off up the middle. It's Nichols. That's a little bit of daylight. Not much. It'll be 4th and very long now. Still in the range of DiTeodoro.
Always in the range.
Right now, Barnett, though, still out there. He's talking to the coaches, maybe pleading his case. Yeah, let's go for it, coach. We can do it. And as of now, he's going to stay out there.
I mean, why not?
4th and 15.
I mean, what do you got to lose?
That'd be the game, Dom.
I mean, with 6 minutes left?
I know.
Don't.
And
They
now
called
we're
a
going to
timeout. They're kicking the ball.
Dom is speechless.
Yeah, I might just go down to the field now.
Brunswick going to talk things over here. Going to get the kicking unit out.
And I was going to try to plead for DiTeodoro's case because we talked about earlier, guy getting D2, D3 looks. Spalding Wallace has interest. He's got a huge leg. We saw on that last kickoff. He kicked it off from the 25. The ball landed at the 10. That is a monster leg on this kid. So I'd like to see a long field goal attempt and see what he can do.
And again, as reported from another outlet, DiTeodoro has apparently made 57-yarders in practice. So he's got the leg.
That's
now,
not
in
normal.
a game situation, different story. This one, though, going to be from about 50.
Yeah, if he goes to BW, he could join legends like Jimmy Marshall and Dean Saris.
49-yard attempt. Ball down. Kick is up. It's got enough. And no good. Just to the left. Plenty of sauce on it. This is not quite down the middle. The 2 missed field goals for DiTeodoro tonight, but both long ones. Can't really fault him. Not a lot of high school kickers are attempting from back there. So now 6:18 left on the clock. Medina will take back over.
You know, in high school, we had a really good kicker. All 4 years I was there. Guy that went to Penn State, guy that went to Pitt and Oregon State. Then the second guy's younger brother that went to Pitt who actually replaced him. We would have the band behind them, and we would all like be around him yelling at him and stuff and kicking 50-yard field goals with ease.
1st and 10 now. Sidney Lloyd in motion. Looking down that side of the field. Oh, halfback screen right up the gut. A little bit of room to work. Not down right around that 1st down marker.
No, when you're a defensive lineman, right, you're like, wow, I have a clear path, or defensive lineman, when you have a clear path to the quarterback, you got to jump and put your hands up, right? But the first thing you think is, why do I have a free spot? Hey, all my friends are with me. Something's wrong. You got to turn back around immediately.
2nd and 1, pressure coming. Ogren bought down, but able to get the ball out. No sack on the play. 2 free rushers right away for Brunswick. That time didn't look like that was designed.
No, looked to be some confusion there on that left side.
It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Battling Bees. Dinah now set. Oopty-loopty formation.
So you're starting to get it.
Hey, I'm a quick learner.
Yeah, you are.
And Vogren going to keep it himself, as we've seen him do often on 3rd down.
I think we had a different quarterback in, Brandon. Yep, number 5.
Oh, yeah, Sid Lloyd, who's gone back there a couple times tonight. And that's enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, they'll call it.
Yeah, they had him in there, especially when they were running those interesting formations earlier where they had guys lining up like 20 yards in the backfield. Lloyd's gotten a few opportunities. Same formation now. Lloyd will keep it again. Bounces outside, finds some daylight, knocked out of bounds. Yeah, short of the 1st down, it looks like. Yeah, not quite there. Good effective running, though, from Sidney Lloyd. He goes out of bounds. The clock stops. 5 minutes, 15 seconds. And Medina trails in this one 35-7. Trying to add to the scoreboard. Lloyd still in there, throws it up the middle, in danger. In and out of the hands of Drew Dempsey for Brunswick. Nearly picks that one off. 3rd and short now for Medina.
Anytime there's a play like that, I think it was Eric Collins, the announcer for the Hornets, where it's like, what a bad idea. I think about that every time there's like a pass that hits someone right in the chest, and it kills me.
3rd and short. Quarterback, high snap, brings it down, runs it himself, has the first down. Go ahead and move those chains for Medina. Sid Lloyd still taking the snaps. Again, we've seen him obviously at the quarterback spot, now shifting back to receiver. Seems like any time the ball's in his hands, he's got the opportunity to break one. Vogren is back, though. That signal caller. 4 receivers out to the near side, 1 far. Now Vogren going to run it. Goes to the outside, pushes forward, brought down right around that first down marker. Now Medina's offense methodically running the ball.
That's one of those few outside runs from Vogren that we've seen today that has had any kind of success, really. They've struggled a lot to get that outside run going with the quarterback.
Now for the 3rd time this drive, it's a and 1 situation. 2nd and 1. Vogren still in there.
A scoring update after this play.
Call's going to look to throw it deep down the far side and overthrows his man. Had a one-on-one with Jaden Tagliacad, but a little too much on that. 3rd down.
Devin Lowe, he's at the Hoban-Glenville game, and Hoban took the lead. Brayton Fester on a wildcat play, 99 yards to the house. Hoban now has the lead.
Wow, Wildcat on your own 1.
Mm-hmm. And then Braden Fester, he's a linebacker.
Yeah.
So they brought him in and played wildcat quarterback for that play. He's a freak athlete.
3rd and 1. Man in motion. Sid Lloyd gets the handoff. He's got the 1. Not much more. Another set of downs now, though, for Medina. And no, they're going to instead put that a little short. So 4th and 1. It looked like they going to give it to him initially. 3 minutes, 45 seconds and counting. Just another minute or so, folks, if you want to get your votes in for the Mickey's and Cement Masons players of the game. High snap bobbled, but brought down, and he's going to be stopped short. It at least appears. Let them discuss, figure out the exact spot. Didn't quite look like Ogren got there.
Yeah, and if that stands as being short of the first down, it's another great stand by the Brunswick defensive line, making plays all night long.
And it does look like we have an injured player as well, so we're going to take a quick break, folks. We'll be right back.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich, and Brock Sandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here, Cole. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. And Rock Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have.
And we're back, folks. After some discussion, they went ahead and gave the first down to Medina. So 1st and 10 now from the 48-yard line, now in Blue Devil territory. Ball snap, Vogren. Patient, now going to take off. Right up the middle, almost loses control of the ball, but hauls it back in after a gain of 6.
All right, gentlemen. Well, that's my cue. I'm going to go down there, and you fellas will announce the player of the game, and our defense player of the game as well. So,
all right.
See you guys after the game. Everyone, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dom. Folks, make sure you check out KeonSports.com and our social channels after the game tonight for photos of our award winners. Wide receiver screen out to the near side. It'll be good for a first down for Medina.
Even though Medina's come up short in the past couple drives, Medina's offense just looks like a completely different offense in the second half as compared to the first half. They definitely got the ball moving a lot more later in this game.
Quarterback rolls out. An incomplete pass. Yeah, so the offense much more methodical, especially this drive specifically. Definitely could have been using this earlier. Fortunately, just not Medina's night tonight. Credit to Brunswick, though. Defensively, they've played a very good game, especially the front seven, but the cornerbacks have come in clutch as well. Full defensive effort, and then offensively, again, a legitimate pro-style offense, because they were able to pull this out. The passing game, the running game, kept Medina on their toes all night. 2nd and 10. Vogren, pressure right up the middle, evades it though, throws, complete. Right on the sideline. Tight window there, but got it into Kellen Hathaway.
And going back to the Brunswick, when you can get things working on both sides of the ball, your offense and your defense both clicking really well, and then when your offense can get it going in both facets of the game, of the run and the pass game, you're going to be a hard team to beat any night. It doesn't matter what team it is. If you got all that stuff going at the same time, it's going to be a hard game for the opponent.
3rd and 3 now. Vogren's got it. Pressure coming from the blind side, but gets the ball out and complete to Jaden Tagliacott, sorry.
That was a tough catch right there. As soon as he caught the ball, Brunswick corners have been all over the receivers all night long. As soon as they catch the ball, for the most part, not much run after catch. But as soon as he caught the ball, he took a hard shot and he held on.
And we're officially in the red zone. This trip to the red zone brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center. 2 minutes to go now. 1st and 10 from the 17. Vogren rolls out, looking for someone up the sideline and off the hands there of Kellen Hathaway. Medina, as far as we're aware, last time we will see them on the broadcast this year, but Brunswick, if you're a Blue Devil fan, week 10, will be hosting Strongsville, what should be an excellent game to wrap up the year.
A great GCC matchup. The GCC is one of the harder conferences in Northeast Ohio. May not get thought about as much, but you have the Brunswick Blue Devils, Medina, Menor, Strongsville. I mean, it's not an easy conference by any means.
2nd and 10 now. Vogren stepping back, has to try to step up, bounces out, still on his feet somehow, but eventually he's going to get brought down for the sack. Good job that time by the Blue Devils defense. Timeout for Medina. And speaking of Keon Sports, guys, remember, after this game, especially tonight, tomorrow morning, check out KeonSports.com for all of the recaps of the big high school football games across Northeast Ohio. 30-plus writers out there, as always. Maybe a couple less this week. I know Vince McKee, our founder and CEO, usually going to be out writing game, but he got the call up at the last second to the booth because he's on TV calling the St. Ed's game. So hope things are going well for you, Vince.
And a huge thanks to Vince as well. None of this would really be possible without him. I mean, he started the company not long ago, and he just kept at it and kept at it. And the growth of the company has been huge, especially within the last couple of years. The way we've been to expand this broadcast it's been something special.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Just the journey from the beginning. All three of us, although showing up at different times, worked for the same outlet. So to kind of go from that situation to where we're at now and seeing this thing grow year over year has been incredible. Happy to have been a part of it. I know Dom would say the same if he was up here. 3rd and 10. Or sorry, 3rd and 18 rather. Vogren throws it. Short pass, incomplete. Player down for Medina, but they're good. Vogren up on his feet. He's fine. Minute 32 left in this one. I'll bring it up again in the post-game show as well. But next week, heading back to North Ridgeville as they face Amherst in an SWC matchup. 4th and 18. Vogren, pressure coming, steps up. Now rolling out, still keeping his eyes downfield. Low ball, incomplete. Turnover on downs. Brunswick will take back possession. Imagine that will do it after a couple runs. Maybe a victory formation. Medina's just 1 timeout left. They trail Brunswick 35-7 in a complete game victory for the Blue Devils.
And we talked about it a couple times throughout the broadcast. A lot of just after the play penalties on Brunswick and a couple from Medina as well. But if you're Brunswick, I mean, you're looking to be a big playoff team this year, like Don mentioned. Maybe not someone who would think as a state title contender in the Division I. But those are things you got to clean up once playoff time comes around.
And again, they are looking like a tough out here so far. Complete team. Handoff up the middle. Only nowhere to go there for the back.
A lot of credit goes to head coach Cole Carter as well at Brunswick and his coaching staff. Very young coaching staff over there,
Yes.
but they have really got things going with Brunswick. And again, we talked about it earlier, but the retooling of Brunswick that they've done the past few years has been something that's been really exciting and really not much expected.
And we got an injured Battling Bee down on the field, so we're going to cut away, folks. We'll be back in just a moment.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich, and Brock Sandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here. Cool. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. And Rock Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that. 4 plays, 4 runs, all carries for Marquise Davis, a guy who ran for 333 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. Did not have a big first half. It was quiet, and he shows up on the first drive right when the Tigers need him, 10-6.
You know, he gets that edge. There's no one that can catch him. There needs to be someone right in front of him if they want any hopes of stopping Marquise Davis. He has that.
If you're Cleveland Heights, you can use Brunswick's game against them. Still 8 minutes to go, but continue to run the ball, run the clock, and you have an opportunity for a fresh set of downs before making it into the end zone.
Davis slipping through a couple tacklers, keeps the legs churning. Nobody could bring him.
And we're back. Injured players for both teams, both up under their own power. Good to see. Minute and counting now, as it is all but a formality at this point for the Blue Devils. Yeah, Medina still 1 timeout if they choose to use it. Second and 8 now from the 27. Bringing the receivers in close. Burnett under center. And tosses it back. Again, run up the gut. Clock will continue to roll. And it does not appear that Medina will stop it. Play clock is off. And that's going to do it for us, folks. The Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week for Week 8. And this one, all Brunswick, as they take down the Medina Battling Bees 35-7. Stick around, folks, for our Cement Mason Local 404 postgame show, where we'll name our Cement Masons and our Mickey's players of the game. But before then, stick around for these messages.
This week's Keon Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Dave's Golden Shear Barbershop. Dave's Golden Shear Barbershop has been your trusted barber for nearly a century of great haircuts. With affordable prices and excellent customer service, there's no better place to get your cut. It is located at 26915 Center Ridge Road in Westlake.
For my favorite pizza of sausage and pepperoni, or Brandon's favorite of olive and pineapple, let Angela's make the perfect pie for you. Visit them in person at 27095 Bagley Road, Olmsted Falls, or place your order online at angelinaspizza.com.
Earth Flora. EarthFlora.com is the leader in the trade of botanical artificial plants and trees custom made with your vision in mind. Call them today at 440-899-4947 or visit them at www.earthflora.com. Make sure you enter code SAVE5 to save an extra 5% and get free shipping on orders of $100 or more within the inland United States.
The Moose is on the loose at Mickey's. Your local Mickey's is open now for the food and fuel you need to keep your family on moving. Be sure to use your Mickey Mart Rewards card to quickly rack up amazing member-only deals, including free food and beverages. Mickey's is a proud supporter of our local school systems through our Fuel Schools program and excited to team up with Keon Sports to bring you all the finest moments in local sports, information, and entertainment. Visit www.mickeythemoose.com. That's mickeythemoose.com to find your location near you.
Helene Kia. Looking for a new or used car? Check out our guy Jim McConville at Helene Kia in North Olmsted on Lorraine Road. Jim is a member of the auto community for the last 20 years and will treat you right no matter your car buying need. He's an expert at new and used car deals, including trade-ins and financing. Save Staffing of Ohio. They offer temporary, temp to hire, and direct hire placements for job candidates and businesses across Ohio. Whether your company needs talented people or you're looking for employment in your field, their goal is to help you succeed. Their motto is helping people work, helping companies grow.
Vote Carbone for Strongsville this election season. You can email Jim Carbone at carboneforstrongsville@yahoo.com for information on how you can help. With Carbone, your vision is his mission.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
And folks, welcome into the Cement Mason Local 404 Union post-game show. I'm Brandon Soder. With me is Brandon Marvel. Thanks, folks, for watching this one tonight, Week 8 of our Game of the Week series. There's 2 more regular season games left after this. But tonight, though, it was all the visiting Blue Devils. Brunswick takes down Medina 35-7. Early on in this game, Brunswick really set the tone. They had 2 early drives where they had a missed field goal and a fumble, but they were moving the ball. And as soon as things really started to settle for them, rattled off 3 straight touchdowns and really never looked back. Medina came out of the second half and scored quickly, got a defensive stop. Looks like they might try to climb back into it, but then the Blue Devils answered again, and they did it by running the ball, throwing the ball, a true pro-style offense from Brunswick. Daman mentioned it. We've covered Brunswick for a while now, obviously not every week, but at least a couple weeks a year. Best performance that we have seen out of them from beginning to end.
Yeah, no, Brunswick definitely is going to be proud of this one. Just keep doing what they're doing for the rest of the season. They got a couple tough games, Strongsville and Cleveland Heights to finish off the season. But if you're Brunswick, you just got to keep doing what you're doing offensively. Keep mixing up the plays, giving it to Eli Nichols, letting Barnett keep the ball, bringing in Gavin Bollock, blanked on his last name for a second, for some runs as well. That offense really, really works exactly how they want it to. A lot of pre-snap motion as well. The thing they just got to clean up, though, and I mentioned it at the end of the broadcast, at the end of the game, the end-of-play penalties. That will cost you big time in playoff games. Those 15 yards on a kickoff or that extra 15 yards after a big first down that takes you back another 15, a good team's going to make you pay for those. So you can't make those happen in playoff games if you want to continue to win and continue your season. And like you said, for Medina, their second half, they got started off really well. Great defensive stop, offensive drive. They marched right down the field, found the end zone, and then from then on, they tried to get methodical again, and they were able to move it up the field a little bit, but then they got stopped at a couple fourth down situations and turned the ball over on downs. But if you're Medina going for the rest of the season, just keep trying to do what you're doing on offense. Be methodical with it. Break in those big play opportunities, and depending on the quarterback situation, whether it's River Blomquist or Beckett Vogren, just got to keep doing what you're doing and mix in those quarterback draws as well. There was a lot of success on the inside draws from Vogren today, not too much success on the outside. So you just got to keep up the momentum that you can and kind of take into these next couple of weeks and still give your 100% full effort. The record-wise, it's not going to show it's going to be a big playoff year for Medina, but they just still got things to fight for themselves.
Absolutely. And going into next week, you mentioned with Brunswick, they're going to travel to Cleveland Heights. And then Medina also on the road. They're going to go and take on a tough Euclid team. And then as far as us, guys, week 9 for the Keon Sports Game of the Week, it's Amherst at North Ridgeville. So make sure you stick around for that. And then again, as mentioned, Brunswick at Strongsville will be our final regular season game of the year. Hopefully more to announce beyond that. But you'll have to stick around for that. Keep an eye on the Keon Sports social channels. But enough out of me. The people want to know. We've got some hardware to give away. It's the Cement Mason Local 404 Offensive Player of the Game, the Mickey's Defensive Player of the Game, and sometimes they're the same person.
Yeah, so the same person, that's going to be the case for tonight. Your Cement Mason's Local 404 Offensive Player of the Game and your Mickey's Defensive Player of the Game is Eli Nichols of Brunswick. Eli did it all on the field tonight. He lined up at defensive end. He had some spots where he was a TJ Watt type of role where he was that linebacker that dropped into cover just a little bit just to disrupt any kind of screen or any kind of QB scramble. He had three sacks today, 2 of them strip sacks that ended up getting Brunswick the ball back. And then on the offensive side of the ball, 2 touchdowns and probably the biggest play of the game looking back at it, the 70-yard dash down the field that really got Brunswick's offense going. And from then on, they never looked back, and they took this game and walked away with a win.
And congratulations to Eli Nichols, only the second dual award winner from us this year. But it's been a fun one, guys. But we're going to go ahead and put a bow on it as Dom has joined us back in the booth. Dom, what do you got?
It's cold down there.
A little bit.
Yeah, they held the trophy up. Coach was choked up. I like listening to the speech after the game. Coach was choked up for sure. He talked about how proud he was, and he's gonna, oh wow, I had a long walk. He's proud of his team, and he believes this team can win out. And who am I to argue with that logic? They have a tough matchup next week against the Cleveland Heights team that's feisty, and then they have an even tougher matchup at the end of the year against a Strongsville team. I mean, how many years have we been waiting for both these teams to have a grand finale? I mean, it's one of the best rivalry games that you'll see because they're so close and competitive. If one team goes up to be good, the other joins them. I cannot wait for week 10, but we do have week 9 next week I'm excited for as well.
Yes, we do. As mentioned a little bit ago, again, Amherst at North Ridgeville. So, folks, make sure you stick around for that one. But for Brandon Marvel, for Dom Clary, I'm Brandon Soder.